They made a fool.
Stabum, stop coming, stabum. Stabum, Alexander coming, stabum. Keep on the explode.
The leaders I love, the leaders I love, the ones I trust so much. They made a fool out of me. I've been praying to God every day, please give me a leader.
The oldest republic in Africa. And yet, we're one of the least developed countries on the continent, and indeed one of the least developed countries in the world. And I say, fellow Liberians, we deserve a better Liberia. We need to ask ourselves some fundamental questions. Why are we where we are? Most Liberian homes don't have electricity. Most Liberian homes don't have running water. Most Liberians are unemployed. These are things we can change. These are things we should demand of ourselves and of our leaders. We, as Liberians, cannot keep doing the same things and expect different results. We cannot keep electing and selecting the same kinds of leaders with the same kinds of experiences and expect Liberia to change. We have to do many things differently, and that starts with selecting and electing new leaders who know how to create jobs, who know how to grow the economy, who will prioritize the Liberian people first before they prioritize themselves. And this is what I offer you, the Liberian people. The other universal truth that I want to share with you, my fellow Liberians, is the best predictor of future performance and future behavior is past performance and past behavior. And again, I ask you to look at my record of job creation, of success, of managing large budgets without one penny going missing. All of these things you can look at and compare to the other candidates. And again, you will see that my past performance and past behavior is a good predictor, a good indicator that what I commit to, we will deliver. There are 5 priorities we have, and we call that the what's. And then there are 5 things we call the how we'll do it. And those priorities are as follows. Our first priority is infrastructure. Simply put, it's electricity, it's roads, it's water, and it's internet and cell phone connectivity across Liberia. We have to invest in infrastructure. That is the top priority. That's the basis on which we can and will do everything else. The second priority for us is job creation. There are too many unemployed, underemployed, and unemployable Liberians. The unemployment rate is over 85%. And therefore, job creation is our next priority, creating jobs for the Liberian people. Our next priority is agriculture. We are a country that do not fear ourselves. These are things we can do for ourselves. We should be producing rice to feed ourselves. And my commitment is that by the end of my first term in office, we will be self-sufficient in rice production. And within education, we're focused on vocational training, teachers training, and adult education. But we have to educate our young people because, again, that's how we can help them create jobs. That's how we can train farmers. And so these things are all linked together. And our final priority in terms of the what is health. Because you can have good infrastructure, you can have a good job, you can feed yourself, you can have great education, but if you don't have your health, it doesn't matter. And so health is our fifth priority, and there we're focused on primary health care and preventive health care. So those are the what's we'll do for our people, for the Liberian people. How are we going to do these things? The first how is we want to engage Liberians differently in the transformation of our country. We call this hearts and minds. How do we get all Liberians to participate in the changes that are required? We're going to use arts and music and culture and reconciliation and religion. All of these things, we will be deliberate in using these things to engage us as a people in this transformation process. And so we're doing some work on how we can make those things happen. The next how is that we're going to find the money. We have to find the resources, the money, to do all of the what's I mentioned earlier. And the way we'll find the money is first, we'll go after waste in government. You know, we spend a lot of money on things that we don't need, or we pay too much for things that we do need. So for example, I believe the vehicles we buy for our government officials, we spend too much money on that. We should reduce the number of vehicles, and we should buy less expensive vehicles for our government officials. We need to reduce how much they make so we can pay teachers and civil servants and police officers and the military officers and healthcare workers, people who actually do the work. We need to pay them more money and reduce the gap between those at the top and those who actually do the work. The other way we'll find the money is going after this thing called corruption. You know, corruption has been the bane of our country, is the primary reason why we are as underdeveloped as we are today. And we will aggressively go after corruption. The first thing we'll do is we will appoint a corruption czar, a minister in charge of corruption in the presidency that will coordinate all of the agencies that are meant to find corrupt officials. Secondly thing we'll do is we'll make sure we are giving the resources, the money, the right people, the right logistics to the anti-corruption agencies, the LACC, Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission, the General Accounting Office, the Public Procurement and Concessions Commission. We will make sure they got the right resources to go after corrupt officials. After that, when we find people who are corrupt, we will prosecute them, we will put them in jail, and we'll seize their assets. It will not be good enough for you just to resign. So those are the things we will do to really go after corruption. I have committed that I will not take a salary. The salary that is paid the president, I will allocate it towards helping to fight corruption. That's how important I think it is to us. And then the other way we'll find the money is we'll make sure we're getting full value, the full monies we're due from our natural resources. We'll look to exploit other natural resources so we can get the funds required to fund healthcare, to fund infrastructure, to create jobs, etc., etc. So finding the money is the second how. The next how is we want to create a government of inclusion. We want all sections of our country to be represented in the government. We want opposition political parties to be in government because we believe that having a government inclusion will help all of us make the right decisions. It will make sure that we're spreading the resources of our country across the entire country. And then the last two hows, one is growing the private sector. We will focus on growing the private sector so Liberians can primarily benefit from that growth. No longer should Liberian business people be spectators to our economy. And we want to actively support Liberianization and encourage and provide credit and other facilities to Liberian businesses so they can participate. And last but not least, we will use technology. We'll leverage technology to help us achieve our goals. So those are the what's and the hows. But let me end by leaving you again with these two universal truths. One is we cannot keep doing the same things, my people, and expect different results. We cannot keep electing the same people with the same experiences and expect Liberia to change. We need to elect and select different people to lead us, to serve us, to help us manage and run our country. And the other universal truth is the best predictor of future performance and future behavior is past performance and past behavior. And on those two counts, I believe I stand head and shoulders above the other candidates aspiring. Together, we will change Liberia for the benefit of all Liberians. We will transform our country. We will give us a new start, a fresh start, so that all of us can benefit from this country we love. I thank you. God bless you. God bless the Republic of Liberia.
Chicken they grow for day.
Okay, thank you for listening. That I'm having a nice time today by myself. I look at my phone light is on. Okay, I think it's off. Yep. Let me go back and see if I can hear myself. This is Munel Kishen. If you don't know my name is Munel Kishen, aka. Okay, good. Share this video. Let us have some fun. Let us talk about Liberia. Nothing else but Liberia. I'm having a nice day today. Nice weather. Yep. This is the general himself. And I want to say thanks for watching. And Rosalind Diggs and hey, Mike Davis, how are you? And Riggs, how are you? And everybody who watched, I can call your name, Josephine. You're sorry for calling me, or else I gotta be calling all the names. And sometimes I don't really go through the comments. And maybe I will try to be looking at the comments because what we'll be talking today, I'm only talking strictly about ABC and Liberia. And I want to also send a shout out to everyone who's celebrating their birthday today and those who getting married. And also a special greetings to a good friend, my dear Philip. Man, that girl, she's the best. If you want a good secretary, if you want a good person to count your money, trust me, just call Madi. If you make any mistake, just call Madi. Send it to Madi for Madi to do proofreading. She will tell you if the eye is not that. And also, I want to say thanks. As usual, I told you guys I'm a supporter of Henry and Mr. Cummings. I know all the big shows are already on. You got Spoon on right now. You got all the big guys. But with the small potatoes, we come on. And hopefully by Tuesday, I will be on the radio station in Nimba County. And I got an invitation to at least go 1 hour. I hope everything goes well. I know you guys may hear all kinds of things about Liberia. I see some of the comments here. Some people say Mr. Cummings should go, Mr. Baka. Some people say yes, with all the sweet talk. At the end of the day, when you take over, you do your own thing. That's true. I don't expect Liberians to trust politicians. Let me be honest with you. I do not expect Liberians to believe them when they're talking. Because they have lied to us so many times, so much. So you don't know who to trust anymore. That is why when we get the good ones, we still complain. Because we don't know who is who. They say when snake bite you, when you see worm, you be careful. So we don't know if Mr. Cummings is saying the truth. You are 100% right. But let me tell you, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to know good people. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to know. But let me say this before I go back to politics. It's just that some women said, men disappointed them so much they get 4, 5, 6, and now they can't make it, so they just forget it. They just forget about men. Not because men disappoint you, they still got some good men out there. Not because you were in a car and you had a nasty accident, that means when they bring the ambulance, you're not getting it. Life gotta go on. We like a butterfly. You will go around until you find a good one. Change is hard. We will try until we get the good change. From 1822, before 1847, up to present, Liberia biggest problem is governance. Yes, it's governance, but who put them in charge? You. Who vote for them? You. You can stand up now and say enough is enough. You can make the choice. Let me tell you about most of these politicians. One, I will tell you, Mr. Cummings is not a politician. He's not a politician, but when you get into this fight, we consider you to be a politician. He's a technocrat. So, Mr. Cummings speaking, he tell you the straight talk. I have never seen a Liberian who went home and got into politics and still remain the same. I can give a lot of example. Dana Caster just went home. He got money. He's still working. He got his businesses in America. Dana Caster went home. He opened farm. The farmers that came to him to help them, he turned them around. Instead of helping them to buy the product, he said they got to work for him. That's how he and his chairman start to fall off. There's a group in Liberia. I met them before. They call them the West African Farmers something. These guys put all the farmers together and sell their products and try to talk to people, to talk to the Lebanese, to talk to the supermarkets to purchase their goods. Because I came to them, we met before, they wanted in 2018. And I think they were able to settle that Kasser through the chairman, Women Pay. But guess what? Instead of helping them, what he did, he said, well, if it can't work for me, forget it, because he decided to open his farm. So instead of he helping them, he said, y'all work for me. And they start bringing problems. What he did, he opened his foundation. He took his foundation and connected to his party, the Liberation Party. Instead of doing it, so that means his foundation will give you help if you're a member of the Liberation Party. But this is Alex Cummings, who after retirement decided to get into politics. But you know, when you're working in the white man era, you got to be very careful. They got something called conflict of interest. Mr. Cummings was the one who was running the Africare. He was in charge. He was in charge of it at the time. He was the big boy. Now he cannot open another foundation doing the same work. Conflict of interest. So after he retired, he decided to go to Liberia. But let me say this: people got to know Mr. Cummings 2017. But I just found out that, and when I say just found out, it's been a long time thing. Mr. Cummings been to Liberia. In fact, Mr. Cummings started constantly to go to Liberia every year from 2002 when Judy Bryant then came to power. He even helped Judy Bryant, but he been a quiet person. And when you go back, I want you to go back onto YouTube. Go and check Alexander Cummings. He had some other interviews back where he couldn't wait to go to Liberia, and he always make that statement. He said, I am proud Liberia get me to work because I'm a Liberian and into the kind of position. So you see, he's been thinking about Liberia. Every time Cummings been thinking about Liberia. But hey, you got to work and make the money. Now, you think Cummings, they will bury Cummings in America? No. Cummings moved home. Yes, everybody want to come to America because America got a good health. America got everything. So who would not want to come to America? But Mr. Cummings and his wife moved home. They're living in Liberia. Since 2016, he moved home. He got a house there. He got everything there. He opened a school, the understand school in Liberia. Not because he's quiet, not because he's not talking, or what, and which is truth. Liberians love that in the optics where they want to see the man acting flamboyant. He getting down from the car, he walking. Do you know who you're talking to? My name is Alexander Cummings. I got money. But this man know where he coming from. This man, just like you and myself, this man used to sleep on the floor. This man grew up right in the same point 4, Fiamma and point 4. His people, yes, they used to cook, they used to do, but going to see them, it mean that you are rich. They got a lot of people who send the trying to see that they used to sell what it's in there, potato greens in the market. But his mom did everything for him. She used to sell Duga Flair. Look at it, she deliver women there and do all kinds of things. But he struggled. He came to America. He slept on the floor. He did all kinds of things. He hustled. He was not born with silver spoon, or it was in his pocket. But God bless him. Some of us, God bless us in a special way. God bless you in a special way. So don't envy me. I will not envy you. Don't envy me. No matter what happened, God will always give you your blessing. God gave this man his blessing. He decided to go home. This man telling you, look at politician. Look, better be honest. Look at yourself. All the time you follow politics. None of our politicians can tell us what they want to do. They only come to you to ask you, please vote for me. But they don't go back, they don't tell you what they would do. Even Ellen Johnson, with all the things she did, with everything, she never told Liberian what she was going to do. Their platform was on their website. 2005, how many Liberians really pay attention? There was no Facebook. There was no nothing. 2011, there was no Facebook. Facebook just came about for us to start watching each other. If Facebook was in 2020 and 2005, I don't know whether Ellen Johnson was going to have a free ride. If we have Facebook in 2011, at the time Ellen Johnson was president for 12 years, if we have Facebook, I don't think Ellen Johnson was really going to survive easily because people are going to tear her off. But there was no Facebook. So the little one, they put it on, they get on. I said, no Facebook, talking about live, something like this. Share this video. I know all the people got to go to the big boys, but yet and say my video got to go on. So I don't worry about how many person watch it. All I know, I got to get the message out. So it's just that when you go to church, and now because they get 2-3 person in the church, I mean, you can't speak. You got to speak. So share this video. And also to my friends in the general group, most of them in Liberia, I want to say hi to you guys. Don't worry, everything will be fine. We're going to make sure that everything will be fine. Relax. It's just a matter of time because I know y'all call me. I listen to the calls. I see all the messages. Don't worry. Continue to do what you want to do. I got some of the friends there from CDC. I got some from different places. I told you you can support whoever you want to support. That group got nothing to do whatsoever. So now Alexander Cummings, this man moved home. This man got people working for him. This man got security, he got driver, he got whatsoever. They work for him. If you employ one person in Liberia, that's a whole family you employing right there. This man got the school. His school he opened has nothing to do with ANC. Has nothing to do with ANC. His foundation got nothing to do with ANC. So even if Mr. Cummings is not president, even if we don't elect Mr. Cummings' foundation will move on. Most of our politicians today, they open a foundation when they get into power. Some of them open a foundation and connect it with their political party. So by the time you go to this place, there are people in ANC who go to get scholarship with this. When they tell you, say, we need student in this, they will give it to you. They will give it to you. Not because Mr. Cummings is running for president, so that I will go, hello, Mr. Cummings, you know, I carry my child today. I want my child to go to the school. And the people say, no, go through the process. No politician do that. He knows time. When you and Cummings talk about time, and that's one of the problems we're facing in Liberia. If our leaders do not respect time, we're not going nowhere. I remember when President Weah was playing football. When he come to Liberia, 4 o'clock, President Weah will be on the practice ground taking all that damn stuff out of him. He would practice, and when he goes back to Europe, he will be on the first list to school because he was serious working. Why he's president today and he cannot go to work on time? Why? Why President Weah president today and he cannot go to work on time? And before I start, so I would like to applaud President Weah for the Invisible 11, for the Visible Park. It's not a bad thing. We said it before, but that is not how country runs. It's good. We want it. But you can't just get up in the morning and say, okay, I decided to put a park down the road. Or I decided to do this one. Or I decided to do this one. Or I'm going to do that. It can't be about the president. Government is a teamwork. Everything got to flow together. You got to come up with plans. You have the PPP, the Propos for Prosperity Agenda, to reduce poverty. According to that plan, it's supposed to reduce poverty by 25%, between 23 to 25% by this time. That agenda is not a bad agenda, but they're using it? No, they're not using it. They're doing their own thing. Please share this video. They're doing, and I think I need to take a beer because I'm chilling right now. So relax. So you see me taking my little emballed lime, and, you know, I got to take something to wind it up small. So guys, so Mr. Cummings, You saw his plan. And let me tell you, any smart Liberian and other people say it, for you to have a decent country, in the thing they call infrastructure, it come with electric. You got to get electricity. You got to get good drinking water, cell phone connectivities, and roads, different bridges, buildings, lot of stuff. You get it in there. If you putting our bills together, you create jobs. It help create jobs because business people will come in. Listen, if you get a good electricity, we're not going to put a blame on George Weah alone. But everybody play politics when it comes to electricity. Early they spend all the money. They had some, they didn't use some of the megawatts. It stayed there. When this government came, they start playing politics with it too. Bringing solar panel, bringing this and that, and putting little lantern up and say, oh, we get light. Today, airlines are turning around because no light. If you get a good electricity, your hospital will operate. Your airport will operate. All the different, the children will go to school. They will be able to study. We know that you will not put light in all the places. You go to Maryland right now, there's light coming from Ivory Coast, and they're paying on that side. You know what I'm saying? But we need to do something. Cell phone connectivity, internet, we got fiber optic in Liberia. The one that we're doing yet. We're doing cable. That's my job. I go around, install cables, and put internet and home security and all kinds of nests into people's houses. There's fiber optic in Liberia. But are we using it? Yes, we're using it. Who using it? Just George Weah and few people using it. They're making money from out of it? No. They took it from where? South Africa. They went around and dropped these things. Are we going to pay for it? Yes. Almost $50 million that damn thing costs. And it's sitting there. We didn't make the first penny out of it yet. Now, when you get all these things, control will come to you. Look at Ghana. France's president went to Ghana. You know the Ghana president to him? In his own country, he made a president fee. Not that you're making fee, but I said, listen, Ghana is not yet to joke anymore. Ghana is not in the business to give you stuff. It got to be done in Ghana. You got to do it in Ghana. Rwanda and all, they're telling people, they say, listen, if you think that we don't have the means to do it, no. Senegal today got the first bullet train that can fly, that move like anything. Everybody investing into train now because you know what? It's faster than a car. Then before the plane. If we had the money, we can build a train station from Monrovia straight to Maryland. If we got the money, but roads are still good, don't get me wrong. But it takes shortcuts and you will get the money back no matter what. Look at Ivory Coast. Then we sit here, you got Cummings, you got other politicians. Mr. Cummings, the only man who going from counties to counties and talking to you. Still, people say, oh man, nobody know that man. Don't let nobody fool you. Nobody can fool me. An ordinary Liberian who left from Liberia a long time, you go in your community, you live there for 1 month, everybody know you. Everybody will know you. How you say nobody know Mr. Cummings when every day we're talking about Cummings? Every day Mr. Cummings' name in the newspaper. Do you know why? Because they're afraid of him. Do you know why they don't want to see Mr. Cummings? Because Mr. Cummings not dining with them. Mr. Cummings is not chilling with the big boss because he want to bam. Mr. Cummings chilling with the common man. Mr. Cummings' agenda, the one you just saw, it will only benefit the common people. It will not benefit Edwin Snow. It will not benefit Nathaniel McGay. It will not benefit Joe Boaka. It will not benefit Alex Cummings. It will benefit most Liberians because you will get good schools. You will have a government that will negotiate. Mr. Cummings not looking for the salary because if Mr. Cummings were looking for money so he'll be president, then not for nothing because he got money to live on his own. And Mr. Cummings is not in the business to share money around. Let me be able to understand. Because that's what they've been doing to us in Liberia. They've been sharing money to you so you vote for them. And when you vote for them, they're going to get the money back. Mr. Cummings helping organization. That means he's not holding nobody responsible. Mr. Cummings gave out $25,000 to the Nimba Community College. Who you going to hold? You're not going to hold nobody. Mr. Cummings gave over $30,000 to furnish the University of Liberia computer lab. That lab, 2016. It stayed there. What did they do with it? Eh? The UMU, the United Methodist University there. He gave them money. The entire master college. Eh? This man helped other people. The first STEM school in Liberia, other country around Africa, that all they're doing now. They want for your children to go sit down in class and take 27 subjects just before they pass. They tell you must pass in math, you must not math, and Bible, physical education. So if you're a science student, this. You're art student, this. The only same school. Mr. Cummings sponsoring a school 100% only for little adult and the adult literacy. People who want to do catering, plaiting hair. Most of them graduate. We'll show them to you. Don't worry. The campaign started yet. And he gave them loan. What they want from Mr. Cummings? We know you go in the marketplace right now. You say, oh, like we build the market. Oh, Joe, we are build market. That's true. But you forget that Joshua is the president of Liberia. That his responsibility to make sure that everything is okay. That's the responsibility of President Weah to make sure that everything is okay. The security of the country should be number one. So, what Joshua doing? Joshua got 15 subjects. He only passed in 3 subjects. He failed. What a job we can pin the role. What a job we put only pack down. Your life. Check yourself from 2017 to present. Nothing moved little bit. You stay to the same place. But we're not going to hold nobody responsible. Joshua is responsible for corruption. If they were not stealing in Liberia, by this time we're going forward. Ellen Johnson said, I failed in corruption. I failed to unite the people. They gave it to Joshua. Joshua, a soccer player, supposed to unite Liberia no matter what. But Joshua had brought a big gap in our country. He speaks to only sedition. He only go into the church and speak on pulpit and tell Liberian people, we're all speaking to the nation. President Weah have not had an interview with anybody, any Liberian journalist. Do you know how bad it is? Excluding Charles Taylor, who they wanted in Massachusetts for breaking jail and never came to Liberia, America, because he's a rebel leader and blah, blah. President Weah, going 4 years, this is a breaking record that the United States cannot invite the president of Liberia into the White House. Even President Doe, who overthrew, was invited into the White House. Why? Why? The American ambassador spoke and disgraced us. People mad. People pissed off. They pissed off. The ambassador, he didn't know what he's talking about. We can beg so much, then you won't get with the ambassador. In your own budget, $145 million in our budget supposed to come from outside. And if it don't come, you get budget for short. I'm not an economist. In your budget, you jump and took the budget to $785 million. But in that budget, $145 million, you will beg for it. And when you go in begging, with the situation, they not give it to you. When they give it to you, that means you stuck. Then you stuck. You already banjo all you now sign all the contract. The only person who can untangle contract right now in Liberia is Mr. Cummings. Because there are laws on the book, international laws, that you can go after these people and redo contracts. Yeah. Yes. I hear people say, like Sam Jassy say, I want to know who is Mr. Cummings' finance minister. I want to know who is Mr. Cummings' defense minister. Listen, Mr. Cummings is part of a collaboration. So you're not going to see no Mr. Cummings finance minister. But if Mr. Cummings was Mr. Cummings on his own, by this time you will see a shadow government. By this time, you will see about 5-6 person who you think will be, one of them will be the finance minister. By this time, you will see about 6 or 7 person that you think will be the defense minister. But you cannot do that when you're in a collaboration. And some of them, they have already messed up the collaboration. But listen, the collaboration is still holding until it can hold. But for now, the 2-tier boss, The other two stay there. So the two that they bring him. But don't worry. But I'm talking about Cummings. Cummings is the only one who has everything in his corner to move Liberal forward. Oh, when you sit here in America, you're talking about a nonsense. It's up to you. If I'm talking nonsense, don't listen to me. Let me take my cold BFL. So, guys, Liberia is the only country they cannot deport us from. This few days, Mr. Cummings in court. They took Mr. Cummings, they carried Mr. Cummings to court. They did something, but I want to make it clear to you all today. That court case can never ever stop Mr. Cummings from bringing the ballot. Listen to me. The court case is just a misdemeanor. It will never, ever, there is no law, nobody in America, the judge we are in Liberia, the judge we are, can never stop Mr. Cummings from getting on the ballot. So erase it. That case can even go up to next year. Serena Cephas can come and bring Joe Barker today. Then after 2 months and bring Bernard Ure. After another time and bring, he can do it small. But let me tell you, it will come to an end. Mr. Cummings will walk free. I'm not Holy Bible, but I'm telling you. You know, we saw the thing. Oh, I tell people, don't be carried away. We saw what ANC put up. The judge granted a motion, said we'll investigate. And that investigation, according to what I know, that investigation can go up to next year. That investigation can go up to 2 years. But if the report come back, when it comes back and say that Serena Cephas did it, he would lose his license. Listen to me. When they're sending these things for them to investigate, where a lawyer distracting evidence, keeping it. I'm not a lawyer, but according to a lawyer, when they're investigating, they're not going to bring the result tomorrow. Don't worry. They're not going to bring the result. So ANC people, don't say that thing there, that the team will push this and that. If they want to have a mistrial and this and that, because Serena Cephas knows exactly what they're doing. If it was a case with juror, it's a different thing. But it's the judge and whatsoever. The judge knows the law. Don't be afraid that, oh, you know what happened? They're going to do this. Let them go ahead. We already put it in. The finger. You say we can finger. No problem. But this one, Serena Cephas, finger the document. You know, there have been something they call WhatsApp. Mr. Cummings been chatting with he chatted with Bernard Ure from Cummings to Bernard Ure, and Yombly, they talk. And you know, Mr. Cummings is a quiet guy. In his communication, he tell them, let's say, listen, Ure, stop that nonsense. I'm just saying something. Stop that nonsense. Don't do this. Try and show some respect. When they look at it, we got that information a long time. When they look at it, there was nothing in there to incriminate him. Every text between them, it was against them. So what Serena Cephas did, he gave the evidence, because our lawyer has a right to request, gave the evidence to our lawyer. Then the one that he issued on the day, he subtracted what he don't want. He should have done it. Listen, before you gave me something, that means you already clean it. Do it before and give it. Maybe some of y'all don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe some of y'all don't know, but it's good to ask people. I'm not a lawyer. But if you give him, if another lawyer going through evidence, the one that he want to use, he use it. Then he gave you copy. Everybody got copies. But he gave us copy. Then when he went there on the day of the case and interrogating and going through the thing and gave say exhibit 1, he signed it and gave it to this guy. If you give it to me, I look at the first place. You expect Sila to read 100, to read everything before you say, okay, I accept it. He lawyer say yes, he went through it. But if you leave So you're telling me if you go to Walmart, Walmart gave you a change or gave you something and you walk out and you come back, you don't got the right to come back again? No. Walmart got camera, but you're like, bro, we got camera. But what we got there is the paper you gave me, and I went home. I look at it, it's wrong. I got the right to complain. Although the judge will still hold the paper, but I still complain to say you're a fraud. You try to mess up, and then we take the complaint. So ANC people, don't rush. Don't rush. Serena Cephas, not that he don't know the law, but Serena Cephas is corrupt. He knows the law. Serena Cephas went to jail before for diamond, gold, and whatsoever. So it's not a strange thing. So what Serena Cephas doing? I just found out that ANC is supposed to take 5% in there. But what Serena Cephas do? Look, it's not a hidden thing. There's a boy who come in. I will not call his name because I don't want them to stop him from over there. He said, people will go to the place there because some of us, we don't want to. They say, oh, we don't have a ready. We're not the kind of people they want to deal with. So they gave money and they share it. And by the time Serena Cephas come up, he called the journalist and start giving a statement. You that listening to him, the other people finish carrying the news. The other radio station, oh, Serena Cephas just told us that Mr. Cummings admitted to authoring documents. Lies. Lies. But guess what? When I asked the guy, he said, no, we can sue Serena Cephas. That's the law. He has the right to do, but they will catch up with him. So we can't sue Serena Cephas for coming out to say ANC not happy. Hey, that's his case. Or to say he asked Mr. Cummings to give his traveling document. No, you can't sue him for that. So Serena Cephas is playing on the law to use wickedness. Serena Cephas enter a place, he bring police and guard the place and stop people from going in. Stop people from going in. Everyone has a right to public trial. Public trial is that people should go in the court and listen to the case. But Serena Cephas stop people and only 5 persons can go in there. But some people say, oh, it's supposed to be on TV. You got TV, like, bro, you want to be on Facebook? You got TV. When they say you entitled to a public trial, that means the citizens can go and sit and listen to the case. That's what it means. But no, Serena Cephas said no. Serena Cephas said no. So he taking his time. So you see, he can. So look, we were campaigning. Do not allow their case. Let them put whatever they can put on Facebook. Don't waste your time, Liberian people. Don't let them move you. Don't let them go under your skin, ANC people. The time you will take to answer them, you should be doing something different. From the the CDC people, do not listen to them. It's the same games they've been playing. That is the games they play lawyer back. All that numbers thing they're talking is fake. It's of fake numbers. All the polls that coming up, do not get discouraged. Which are the market house you will go in and they will tell you, say, I will vote against Georgia right now. Which are the marketplace that they interview you? You know how many people register? So many people don't even have a registration card. Let the thing start. These guys are already ahead of you. CDC is ahead of ANC. UP is ahead. They were there before. They're in front. You're the one behind. You the one need to practice harder to move. You need to move. You need to go around. Knock the doors. We will knock on doors. We will move around. We will educate people. They either agree or not. They either vote for Mr. Cummings or don't vote for Mr. Cummings. And if they don't vote for Mr. Cummings, so be it. So you got 2 options. You either win or you lose. So do not get discouraged. Don't get pissed off with the Liberian people because they're making decisions. Who tell you the democratic process is not 100%? Sometimes the worst can win. It is possible that George will win this election. You think you don't believe it? Eh? It is possible that George Weah can win this election. It is possible he can win in the first round. It is possible that we win this election. We can win it in the first round. Never go into a competition with if. I'm just saying it now. But when you're going into a competition, know that the person you're going to meet, they're either better than you or you better than them. But always believe that you are better than them. But you can't just say I'm better than in the mouth now. You should show something. You should prove it. You should move around. You should be robust. You should go any day. After you win, then you celebrate. But you cannot overlook nobody in general election. The least man will cut the vote. The least person candidate will cut the vote. But you must believe in every Liberian vote, that every vote is counted. That's why the people made it easy for you. They didn't tell you say they won 100%. They didn't say they won 75%. They didn't say they won 80. They said they won 50 plus 1. You know why? Because they don't want you to control or country. So you see the way the Senate and the representative can win. Yeah. If you get 10 senators in one county, the one with the highest vote take the day. In a general election, if 200 person vote, they want you to get 100 of the vote plus 1. That means you get control. Some but don't get it. Oh, but only 5,000 people voted and we get 5 million people. It ain't no damn different. The fact is that go and register. Go and register. If you don't register to vote, you will not get what you want. If you don't, that's why I piss off with the guys and call themselves at the intellectual center. That nonsense you're doing to sit to the intellectual center. If you really love your country and you want your country to change, put yourself together, register yourself, ask us, we will contribute, and you go in the communities to teach your Liberian people how to vote and how to find leader. We're not telling you to go campaign for me. I'm not telling you to go campaign for Mr. Cummings. I'm not telling you to go campaign for Mr. Boaka or George Weah. What I'm telling you is that if you're serious, and I decided to call one of the guys, if you're serious, you put yourself together. You don't need to campaign for nobody. Don't call no political leader to your damn place there on Center Street, on Kerry Street, or in Garnersville, or in looking at Broad Street, and say you come in asking questions as if you're going live. You asking a man question, when you look around, you get about 10 persons standing up. Then you get one full man that giving a tie. That damn intellectual center can make nobody win in Liberia. That feel that BMSP. That's a BMSP. I'm saying it today because I saw it. You go there, you enter the center. They only one small palava hut. They didn't do a damn thing. You get about 10 persons sitting, so 10 persons. Then when you talk, the singing, whoa, say, the men who come in to buy the zinc for the place today, zegwe, oh, say, the men who come to do this, the men who come to do for nothing. Put yourself together, register as a non-for-profit, raise the money, call people, raise money, and then you disburse yourself. You go into the community and teach your people. Teach your people what they need to do. Teach them. Don't let the people come and bribe you. Don't let them do it. You act like a patriot. But Stanton gave you $6,850. For what reason? They finish eating it. They finish eating it. You can go to NEC. You can partnership with NEC and go around the community and election law and laws to tutor people to tell us, say, listen, you're right. Your vote is important than anything in Liberia. If you do that, we will contribute ourselves. But you're sitting there whole day. They say, if you get kind, you see. Then the other person go to see you. Then you say that you speak to all the one from University of Liberia. They're not even working. They're not even working. They are ready. Oh, Mr. Cummings is this and that. Mr. Cummings is this. Look, if nobody talk about you, you nobody. Alexander Cummings is the man. So listen to this song here. From no other person but D12. I have no copyright to this song, please. No copyright to this song. If nobody talks about you, you are nobody. If nobody calling your name, you are nobody.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Oh. It was gonna be. Oh, no.
D12 on the beat.
If nobody talks about you, you are nobody. If nobody chewing your bone, you are nobody. They will know everything about you more than you know yourself. Yeah. They will talk
that says right there, if nobody talk about you, you are nobody. That is why everybody comments. Nobody know comments. Nobody know Mr. Cummings. Nobody know him. Don't worry. Don't worry. Worry about yourself. I bet you right now, if I start reading some of the comments here, some people not cost me. I bet you some people not cost on the comment. Some people not say nothing more than what I'm saying. Some people not tell you what JB will do. Some people not tell you what George we are doing or what he's going to do. And we all know George is like this. I go in a place and steal $5. Then I put $1 inside. Then I steal $5. George we are then stole millions. And they take chicken change. And they face the invisible pack. They push the roll. Then they say, yeah, the country president, borrow medicine. Liberians, when you will come to yourself, your senses, don't you know that country belongs to everybody? Don't you know that you have the right to survive? Don't you know it is your right to work as a civil servant? You don't need to be. Listen to Mr. Cummings. How he will bring Liberia together. Mr. Cummings don't believe in whether you're from. It's just that you must be part of a party to run. He don't need to go run as an independent. But Mr. Cummings don't believe in tribal business. He don't believe in counties. No. Liberia first. Then from there is the county. Then the tribe. Then this. So for you to unite Liberia, what you need? Religion. You go to the Muslim, you go to the Christian, you go to the Baha'i. You bring them together. Arts. You play music. Bring people together. Get involved in sports. You don't have to say because the man from ANC, so I can't make him minister. I can't appoint him. I can't talk to him. Ellen Johnson spoke with all the opposition. Ellen Johnson gave Nathaniel Magay, Samuel Twe, every one of them job. When was the last time president we are called opposition leaders to say, let's have a breakfast? Come, let's have a lunch tomorrow. He never did it. But when you set your butt on Facebook and say, we need to help the government. How the hell you will help a government that don't want to even help themselves? How will you help a government that not even doing the right thing? Where you know we got to do something about this Zogo, we can put money. What the government doing? The government collect taxes. The government make appointments. The government make every decision for the country. That George Weah can fly the plane and go represent Liberia. They're the one collecting big salary. They're using the taxpayer money. But yet instead, y'all blame the ordinary citizen and y'all blame us. They blame you. They say, oh, y'all can't help the government. How can the citizen help the government when the government themselves not helping themselves? Why we should put money together to bring the citizen, the Zogo them from the street, when the government is supposed to bring the program up? The government is supposed to bring up the program. Put the program together. You know how many Liberians in that place that got to lay non-for-profits that are feeding people children? They're using their own money and they're using money from other people. I will be bringing on the show maybe by next month. They got some Liberian nurses, girls in America who going to Liberia to work free. They did it in 2019. They're going back again. Who paying their way? They're paying their own way. You think the government going to help them? No. In fact, while they're there, they put a work on you. They say, well, you know, we can't just make it free and let the people come. They must pay for the lab work. People say, hey, man, pay for the lab work again. We're doing it free for them. But no, the other staff didn't get paid. We got a health minister that's stealing every day. But President Weah can fire her. President Weah can fire her. We got a deputy minister of debt management. Stealing. Got businesses doing business with their own government. The government. So who knows? Maybe George Weah get plenty of business in Liberia. Every one of them got big time business that do. You got Sir Joseph that got construction company. Everybody, because they did it before, so it's good now. This is something. So these guys stealing by imagination. Because when they were in the opposition, they believed that yes, they do them stealing. But now they came there, they're stealing so badly that we can see it. Because they're just handful of people stealing. How you expect Liberia to develop? When you get people in a house stealing legally because they make laws that give them the authority to steal. So it's legal, but it's a criminal act because how will you take a representative, give him $30,000 and you can buy an ambulance or a fire truck for under $30,000 for your district? If that's the case, every district in Montserrat is supposed to get a fire truck. Every district in Liberia, 73 districts had a right to get a fire truck in that district. I'm not because the district in the counties. So if every senator, every representative money, imagine 73 times 30. So you can get a fire truck, a good fire truck, under $30,000. When you get that fire truck, the one for the senator, you can get one more just for the city itself. By this time, every county will have fire truck and ambulance. But what they did, they said legislative engagement, my ASS. What? Then you know who allowed it? Do you know who allowed that 30,000? That's the executive. The executive allowed them to put it in the budget because the executive themselves got some shit in the budget, so they will approve it. The executive, when I write the budget, will tell the reality, they're not hustle. So they can pass it. The house agree, the executive agree for them to put a little small thing in there. Scholarship, gasoline. How the hell you might get 2,000 gallons of gasoline when you leaving from your job to your house? It's just 2 miles. It's just 5 miles. What time Liberia will no law and order? What time will be sincere? But y'all still vote for them. Some of them coming back to you now to vote, and y'all will vote for them. Some of them coming to you now and bringing all the liberty. Right now, you can't find the new money. The new money is only in the hands of the rich, of the government officials. The money in the country, they seen dirty, stink and dirty money. But the new money is in the country. They said we're putting the old money on. The new money is in the country. You can see it. It's in President Weah pocket. It's in all of them BB pocket. 500, all over the place. $100, all over the place. Brand new. But you don't go in the money, in the market and find the new money there. The country is so damn messed up, the entire government. You cross the bridge. You get to the place. They look on your license plate. 2023. They may pull you over and still won't see your document. How many times you should stop? The gasoline price is already expensive. And you keeping a taxi driver in the street for 3 hours in the traffic can make the money. And the gas expensive. And they block the traffic. They won't see. And in Liberia, they own a paper. In another year where you can get a license and one sheet. That's a whole folder. The man won't read it. And that's why Dylan was. Look, it's frustrating. It's frustrating. Who suffered? The common man suffered. The common man suffered because no law up to now Liberia. Instead of us putting things in place to stop all these things, you say, oh, we do it here, and there will be no chopping. No chopping. They just disgraced Sano Johnson. Sano Johnson. He's former senator. He cannot even register. No license plate. That is what they've been doing. And some people that the only part see we can feel sorry for these things. But because of Cummings, some of them scared because Cummings will not do it. There will be a tsunami in Liberia. Cummings president, there will be a tsunami. That's what they're afraid of. I don't care who want to be president. I'm talking about Alexander Cummings. I'm not talking about no other person. You can say this because the man want to be, yes, Mr. Cummings want to be president. And I'm desperate for him to be president because I know the individual. When they said discipline, he's disciplined so much until his life is in order. And not everybody knows. Actually, you don't need to know him. You don't need to know him. The person you voted for, you know Joe Barker. It's up to you. What you getting first for? You don't need to know him because you don't want to know him. You don't even know your political. The first thing here, okay, I'm going through the comments now. The first thing here, Akwe, if you say we don't know him, that means you don't know Liberia. By this time, you should know who all running for president in Liberia. Since you don't know, I know Joshua will run. I know Joseph Boakai want to run. I know Alexander Cummings running. I know Dr. Kiase running. I know Tiabon Gonglo want to run. And I guess all the new guys and who coming up. But you don't know them because your mind, you black your mind, so you will not know nobody. But I know Joseph Boakai. I know what Joseph Boakai did in Liberia. That is why I said Joseph Boakai cannot be president. I know President Weah personally compared to every one of them. And I still believe that President Weah was the wrong guy and he cannot be, and we should remove him. I know Alexander Cummings. I read about him. I talked to him. I interacted with him. When you want to know Christmas will be good, look at the Eve. So I'm doing it because I love Liberia. I'm not like you, Akwe, who you don't know nobody. So that's good. So you have all right to vote for Joseph Boakai. It is your right. It is your right. The only thing that will make it wrong when you cannot tell me what your man would do, and you only want to say, that man a fool, that man a gay, that man too short, that man deaf feet, he can lie. I spoke with someone today in Liberia. He said, my man, let me tell you the real truth. I'm sick of Liberia, but I can't go because of my country. I said, why? He said, what we talk about, it's not nothing that can change Liberia. I said, what, man? What you talking? He said, money. People talking about going to court. People talking about changing document. People talking about things from 1990 about refugee camp. He said, none of the thing will change Liberia. I don't even hear them asking to hold government responsible. Even if you don't want Mr. Cummings, ask Mr. Cummings the tough question. Mr. Cummings, oh, you say you come into the country. What you will do for us? What you will do for Liberia? Don't you know, according to the Constitution, every Liberian has the right to run for president? They say that you should be a citizen and 35 years old. But, Mr. Cummings got an American passport. And the person that's talking, they live in America. Don't you know that they passed a law in Liberia that the Supreme Court have already interpreted the law that every Liberian has the right to do what they want to do in Liberia? You always are a Liberian citizen. You don't know, Akwe? You don't know. Don't you know that when you go to the Liberian embassy, they will tell you, say, when you go home, you have the right to apply for a Liberian passport? But the first thing, up to now, Liberians still talking about refugee camp. Who sent you there? Up to now, Liberians still talking about something at back. Where Liberia will move. We're not even asking questions about the 21st century. Look at all our neighbors. Look at our neighbors. When you beg so much, the white man will control you. Whether you like it or not, our greatest friend in the world is America. To y'all who making big mouth, to the Liberians who in America and whosoever making big mouth of the Ukraine and whatsoever, Russia can help you. A World War III take place today. Can you protect yourself in Liberia? No. You will never protect yourself. Anything happen like, bro, earthquake, whatsoever, that America you look up to. Vaccine, you can buy it. Our government can't even spend. To clean the city, we're begging for money. It almost that you get your son, you say when you take back, I get you 25 cents. What kind of country we got? But we got big mouth. Mr. Cummings, finger the document. Mr. Cummings does that. Okay, I agree. You say you won't hold yourself together. You put in the document. You close the document or so nobody can leave. Then you vex. Because you damn corrupt. Your constitution, you don't even know it. Anything in the Liberian constitution, if you don't understand, you go to court. The Chief Justice, the Supreme Court will interpret the law. Every citizen has a right to associate and disassociate. And don't you know the government of Liberia do not have a right to go into a private contract? Oh, you don't know that. Even right in America, and it's over. They got different type of 501c3. They got private 501c3 that my money, your money, control the organization. That means I'm not begging for money outside. The contract between ANC, UP, and whatsoever, don't know it's a private contract. It's among themselves that you cannot leave. But if you want to leave, go to the Supreme Court. Let the Supreme Court clear it out. If organization is part of the human being, the one that the human being can leave. Because when they do it, when the Supreme Court is interpreting the law, it got to be in line with the Constitution. So if the Supreme Court say, well, an organization can also leave, you must know to open a room. That means if my organization goes somewhere, I can say bye. So the Supreme Court will be very careful. But as a Liberian citizen, you got the right to leave. You can join, I can hold you, bye, I'm gone. But if you yourself as a human being sign a contract under John Brown name, Mr. Kishen, you bound to hold that contract. So let UP and ALP be passing around. And your Liberian people, your state, and they should also hit the fence. And they're looking for somebody to represent. Unity Party, listen to me. Unity Party, ALP, they will not feed a candidate in Lofa County under their name. Listen to me. The only way it will happen, you better go to Supreme Court. Let the Supreme Court clear it and say to clear that part. You'll be sitting down. Hey, you will see, we left already, man. We're finished leaving. What they're doing right now, they're trying to form a name. They will register that name like a party, and they will fool you and say, okay, ANC and Liberty Party and ALP and UP not join, Allah. And when we keep, look, right now, CPP is stay active. Liberian, don't let them fool you, saying that, oh, the opposition discourage us. Do you know who's singing that song? That CDC. CDC is the one that sing the song. And some of the UP people, oh, and CPP discourage us. CPP run the country. The hard time that going in Liberia today, that CDC, that ANC, or that, I'm sorry, the hard time that is going on in Liberia, that CPP caused the hard time. When we will learn Liberian people, the hardship in Liberia today is causing that CPP trying to put a group together. You got 4 people who want to be president. Okay, 2 gave up. You got 2 who want to be president. We must agree. And we must disagree to agree, but we can't stand it. You say, oh no, I'm going to be the first. The only way you solve it, go to the damn convention. Go to the damn primary. Go to the primary. Then you can solve the problem. But you want us to do it overnight. Say, Mr. Boaka, on behalf of the ANC, Mr. Cummings, we hereby give you the standard bearership, Mr. Boaka, and Mr. Cummings still will not go as your VP. So choose your own VP. No, you don't want it. You don't want it. So right now, CP is still holding. You collaboration, it got to be more than one. You got Liberty Party, you got ANC. Liberty Party is a political party. ANC is a political party. So if nobody join that group, it will be ANC and Liberty Party that will negotiate to come together. And we say we want collaboration. And let me make sure the ANC people to understand, or y'all who the CDC or the UP, they would negotiate. I don't give a damn who Mr. Cummings carry or who Liberty Party carry. Let me make sure to understand right now. We are together. We equal. We in the collaboration, we are equal. Until, I'm not going to talk about it. Nobody know who's the vice president of Liberia or who the standard bearer. Mr. Cummings is not even the standard bearer yet. So, everything, do not allow them that CDC playing the games. CDC is afraid because to my living God, I believe it. CDC, Mr. Cummings will defeat George Weah. Mr. Cummings will defeat George Weah. The Liberian people will vote against President Weah in this coming election. Nobody will fool yourself. Oh, you see what President Weah doing? He faced the market. He faced the invisible part. Oh, no, don't worry. We're not a campaign. I want it. We know. The first thing I will say, President, we are thank you. Thank you for facing the park for our children. That the only thing said that you did a load of football a little bit. Thank you. The stadium you face it. But thank you, you face the park. And the way you face the park, the only thing we can play in the national match, and but you qualify to be playing for national match, we will play there. Our children will play because our taxpayer money. That the people money. We will let LeBron know that your money that is right. In fact, he's supposed to do more. He's supposed to do more. That is why we elected President we are. But instead of doing it, President we are store enough money and take small chicken cheese and put it there. So thank you, President, where you did small. Thank you, the Lord, when you build it right behind the place. That our money. That is why we make you president. But look at the people's life. Look at the children that are going to play there. I bet you. Let somebody go over there and go videotape. See the children that will play over there. They will stop some of the children that get tear ball transit. Because you know what? Their life not improve. They was just watching. Some people will go over there with nice children, looking clean. The other children get slipper. They will stop them from playing there. And that is a place we'll get to know. Every Liberian citizen will go to that park and play. Come, Pikin, move from here, man. You want to come to the park, you must be clean. You get a man money, you get a man job, you get a part job. No. Do you know in Liberia, men, grown men, every damn day they phone working, begging, because they can't afford it. I don't blame them. I feel sorry. People going out their own way. People doing this, doing that. They're giving them hell. They can't find food to eat. You think it's fair? 4 years, their life stay the same. Ask yourself the question. We're not blaming you. They disappointed you. You can get vexed. Thank you, Emmanuel Kole, for answering Mr. Williams. You know, let me say this. Some people think that we don't know. I don't know how the conversation started over there, but Samuel said Cummings need to do extremely more. Wow. Extremely more for people to know him in Liberia. Don't focus on us in America. Let Cummings go to the voters. So, you see, but I want to say, I love what Emmanuel just said. Y'all listen to the thing. Sam Williams, he's a Waka supporter. Or maybe Cummings supporter. Or maybe George Weah supporter. I'm saying that you decide because I know who you're supporting. We got all the candidates. President Weah is talking 3 years to reach to Maryland to tell people thank you. Mr. Cummings went to Maryland 3 different times. Mr. Cummings went to Nima County over 10 times. Mr. Cummings had been to Grand Jiden. Mr. Cummings went to Sano, Grand Crew. He went to Riverside. He slept there. He was in Cape Mount. He was in Bapolu, in Lofa County. Magibi, he in Monrovia. He continued to go over. But this man telling me, Mr. Cummings needs to go to the voters. You see how they get it used to you? Make it look like Cummings are not nobody. Cummings are not nobody. How the hell you think the people get to know Mr. Cummings? How you think 18 months into the election, Mr. Cummings came 5th place out of 22. 5th place. Oh, Mr. Cummings, when they get 7% of the vote, he did good, sir. He did good to get 7% of the vote. He did good. They get people who Mr. Cummings met in Liberia, they got 1%. The progressive. So Mr. Cummings did good. 18 months. He came there in Monserrato County. He defeated Liberty Party. In Nima County. In Lofa County. In Bomi. Or in the whole country. Mr. Cummings never went below 5. In the whole country. That means in Lofa, in Maryland, where he was born, that George Weah being there because George Weah too popular. Now, I'm sorry. I mean, I don't want to come give you a false number. He was not born in Maryland. The county his pa coming from. He came second. To who? George Weah, a good thing. He can't second to Boaka. He came second to George Weah. In Maryland, they play his pa coming from. He came second there. George Weah being in Liberia. Everybody know the name George Weah. George Weah is a celebrity. Everybody know George Weah. Mr. Cummings, he had to win Maryland. But I dare you, you go back again, Mr. Cummings will win Maryland. Mr. Cummings win Maryland. And even Mr. Cummings want to be a senator. He only know live in Maryland for 1 month straight. But it make no sense. Mr. Cummings got no intention to be senator in Maryland because why he should be Maryland? He was not born in Maryland. That's why Liberia is not even moving forward. You were born in Monserrato. You from Monserrato. Your pa can come from, like for me now, I can say I'm a Marylander. My second county, that's Monserrato. I can go back to Maryland, move around, and identify myself. I will be acceptable because people will say, oh, yes, we know. Oh, yeah, we know his mom. Oh, yes, we know because I still got brothers there now. I still got brothers in Maryland. But my second county is Monserrato. Where you were born is the county you deal with. Or where you reside. According to politics, you only need to get address there for 1 year. You can run. But you can't go to Grand Bassa County and live there for 1 year and run. They say you're not Bassa, man. You can't speak Bassa. You can't speak Bassa. So, Mr. Cummings doing everything. Don't let nobody fool you. Don't let nobody fool you, my people. So let me play the music again. Continue it for Mr. Cummings, yeah? And for you.
If nobody talks about you, you are nobody. If nobody chewing your bone, you are nobody. If you like it, you can hire your own there, just to make it juicy. If you like, you can pour your own there, just to make it spicy. I know you like the cheese and you like the fries too.
Oh, yes.
Fries too. Sugar in the tea, cocoa in the coffee, anything you want to say. If they can talk about Jesus Christ, they can talk about Moses, they can talk about Abraham. Who they can talk about? Tell me.
Yes. Today we're having a nice time. We're gonna shake it. We're gonna bam bam. You want to chill with the big boss? Oh yeah, let me open my little. Hey, listen. This is sometimes, it's so funny. I'm drinking by myself, and this is what Bud Light, eh? Okay. So now nobody know Mr. Cummings, but the man who say nobody knows Mr. Cummings, he just called Mr. Cummings' name. If you go on Spoon, you will hear Cummings' name. You go into Henry Costa, you hear Cummings' name. You go to every radio station in Liberia, you will hear the name Alexander Cummings. You know why? Because they're afraid. They believe that Mr. Cummings got money, so when he president, he will stop the chopping. Don't mind the mayor. Because he think he get money now. He say he want for the country to pay himself. The man just won't stop our chopping. Liberian people, what do you want? Do you looking for a leader that will suppress the rich people, that will stop them from stealing? Look at all your rich people in Liberia. Look at your rich people. Look at them. Where they got money from? How they got rich? From your taxpayer money. And by the time they leave office, they poor. Samuel Johnson, he broke. He driving cars in the street and no license plate. Tell me. Look at the former ministers there in early government, some of them in Liberia. Broke. Because they now steal. They can't steal again. Some people fighting for the next government, but they will not work. Some people are the last time to ever come around government job. Liberians, their eyes are open. Don't let nobody fool you. If anybody tell you, say they can bring all the polls. Hello, I'm calling from this star. I'm voting for Joe Parker. Okay. Who you voting for? Joe Weah. You don't know Liberian history. You don't even know Liberians. Look, the devil said got his own followers. I saw the thing with without TV station and FOL or something, going to market, asking everybody, who you voting for? Who you voting for? Job create and borrow medicine, market facer, this and that. Good. Who you voting for? Joe, we are. A lot of people say, no, I want to talk. A lot of people they pass, but a lot of people say, I want to talk. But they ask them if people get voter cards. They ain't ask them, they just say, who you voting for? Yep. Who you voting for? Joe, we got about 124 or something. Second, and Mr. Comey got 6 in the market house. Good. You think that the one was discourage me? You think is that a pool? Is that a call pool? Man, you're stop it, man. A lot of people say, no, I don't want to talk. LIB, you that honor my life here right now. You Joseph Boakai supporter or you George Weah supporter. You can say what you want to say. I'm the underdog. Don't get vexed with me. If I was in a comfortable place, I would not be campaigning. I would not be talking to you. And sometimes you think that because we hear nobody listen to us, but I lie. I'm convinced that they listen to us. Because I saw one video on Cool FM. They say, finger daddy, where are you? Yeah, I am. When I saw my picture on it too, I said, oh. I said, wow. Man, my picture there, that in Liberia. I was on the ball coming from where Nima Kante. How they call it? The channel said, I think Nima Kwado or something. He said, my man, I want you on the show. Thank God, I will be on that show on Tuesday by the grace of God, if everything goes well. He's telling me, I need your picture to do it. So you see, so if you think that nobody listening to us, you lie. You lie. You will still get edge over us because they got radio station. I agree with you. But there are people on the radio station that can listen to us too now. I'm telling you, they're listening to us. So I am telling you publicly, don't get vexed with me. I am the underdog. My job is to talk to the Liberian people. Keep sleeping and relax yourself because you are the front runner. You need to practice. If you're not practicing at your business, you need to campaign. If you don't campaign at your business, don't blame me. Because for what I started already and I reached to this place, now you worry. Let me tell you the fun. You jogging, bam, bam. Everybody running. You in the front. You running. Last lap. Why you there running? When you look behind, you see me coming. Oh, shit. You trying. Then right there, you're afraid. Because you delay. Now I'm coming. Instead of you focus, put your eyes on the ball. Now you worry about me. Oh, shit, they got coming. I'm going to say, I just behind you. Now I'm timing my speed. Across the center, I'm almost to the center line. Coming. When I cross that center line, slow motion, man. Wagga. Right now, you'll be running. Joe, we are then jogging and saying, man, coming at nothing, man. Don't worry about him. Coming at nobody. Yeah. Coming at nobody. They playing Riche. Let July, August, September. It's generally when you get 1,000 in your pocket, you bluffing. The 5 place you go, you spend 100. You spend 150. By the time you come to say you get 400, you say, oh shit, the money finishing you. Then you can't spend 150 again. This time now you're scared to spend. Now what going on? With the underdog, yeah, nobody know Mr. Cummings don't get vexed. You don't need to cost us. Mr. Cummings, I will take your advice. Mr. Cummings need to go to the people. We started it already. Mr. Cummings been going. Thank God, her man stays standing, 92 years old. May her body be strong and to see her son. And she will get it. So right now, you're the one in charge. You're the one in the forefront. You're the one got the numbers. You were there for 12 years. But get it to the back of the man. Librarians are multi-party. We ain't get 2 party like brother from UP to CDC, UP, CDC, UP. You lying? No. UP retire, CDC retire. We get new people. We will vote for change again. Change hard to come. Sometimes the change will come the first. We say, no, that's not the change. That's not the change. Let me tell you something. about the Bible. You know the story of David. David was a humble boy. Nobody knew David. When God sent Saul, he said, go to the house of Jesse and I want you to anoint the king. When he got there, he looked over all the sons. He didn't see nobody. He said, Papa, I don't see nobody. God said, go back there, man. You have to learn. Go right there again. He went there. He said, but man, excuse me, you don't get nobody. He said, the only person I get, but I want my last son. He just get Noah. Well, yeah, the man in the field, the man there mining the sheep and all that thing there. Well, bring him. By the time they brought David, he said, oh yes, this is the guy. He said, what? This man? They anointed him, left. He been sitting there. When they started election, Saul was a powerful guy. Very powerful. Saul won the election. Everybody wants Saul. Saul was a shy guy, very shy. But everybody said they want Saul. Everybody wants Saul, man. So Saul took over. When Saul took over, God said, well, I will not go against your will. That's the man you want, you can have the man. Because if they're not going to give them Saul, they were not going to happen. It's just like in Liberia. If we're not going to give them Joshua, all we know Joshua the best man. But finally, we took Joshua. They took Saul. They start losing battles. It was tough. Like, oh, the Israelis now, what kind of thing is, and this and that. When they go there, Goliath can trash them. So this day, David went on the field. When David got there, let me put it the way so you understand it. When they were going there, he passed by me that day. He said, my man, I can't food for the puppet, my brother, or the fighting. I said, my man, be careful. He said, okay. He went. When he got there, by the time he carried the food, they got disturbing. Everybody can go high. Say, so, but David said, who the man? They said, my man, just put the damn food and go. So David put the food, he came back. David said, my man, morning, I went to that place, my man, one big guy, the guy just threatening the people's life. That's what you do. He said, my man, I'll go back there again. So David went back again. David said, my man, I can beat a man. My man, you wait now. Everyone else standing here, we beat a man. But let me tell you something, when you want to fight giant, you know Mr. Coming a small man. We won't fight giant. We won't fight anybody that bigger than you, stronger than you. Although you might be strong, now answer might be lingy. What we used to do, you know, in Liberia, we used to do it on the beach. We take the argo oil. We'll rub the argo oil all over our skin. I mean, we fire. Let me tell you the real thing. We'll take the argo oil, we rub the argo oil all on our skin. But we used to do it when we go play football on the beach. When you rub that argo oil, and then when you sweating, when your friend hold you a slam, man, oh yeah, small boy life. So I told David, I said, but you rub the argo oil, David said, my man, just run that man around, you get tired, man. So if anybody won't fight the man big, just run him around. He will get tired. If you can run around with a bodybuilder, man, for 20 minutes, you're done with him. So when David got there, David said, you, all that big mouth you got can beat you. He said, through the mighty, the power of God, I can defeat you. You, I will eat your body, this and that. David just take a little small little rock. And you know, 10 rock. Send a message to tell one. Before he could yell, whip. See that cotton tree start coming down. The people start singing on David. Yeah? They say Saul killed 10,000. David killed 1,000. Saul start getting vessel. Everybody calling David name. Who the hell is David? What happened like brother today? Nobody knew Mr. Cummings. You can put your own story together. Nobody knew Mr. Cummings. Today, Joe, I said, oh. Is that a guy that nobody talking about? My man, we got to do something with that man. We got to do something. You say, but when I enter the scene, man, we say the men are nothing. We got to do something. Poop, the jump behind Mr. Cummings. They start. You see that? So, today, people know Mr. Cummings. Samuel King. And Samuel King. Let me tell you something here. If you even supporting Mr. Cummings or you supporting whosoever, but I'm telling you now, I do not allow what you just said on my life. Your word that you're using, and do you think that you will come on? I want to know. Let me just do my own investigation. Know who you talking to first. Okay, Samuel King. I don't like it. Even if you're talking to a judge, we are person. I don't think you're supposed to use the word ASS. So I think you should apologize. Please, I am saying it. I would need an apology for you for your word that you just used. Let us try to respect each other. So I don't know if you're talking to me or you're talking to someone else. Okay, now I know you're talking to me. Now I know you're talking to me, Samuel. I appreciate your time. This is your picture, eh? I will keep you here and let the people know the kind of person you are. You see yourself here? You see all the chin around you? You can know that you're not the person that even control your home. You see it? People that or men that wear chin like this, eh? But I will keep you on the life. You can continue to curse. I will keep you on the life. But I just wanted to tell you that this is the kind of person. You see how he dress? You can know that he don't even believe in himself. You can tell that he's nothing. So if you see men dressed like that, he can't take care of his own children. He can't take care of his home. So let him stay there. Nobody should listen to him. Let Samuel King remain there. I will remember the name, whatever. But I just want you to see the picture. Maybe you're not seeing too good, but I just want you to know the kind of people or men who would take his picture he took. You see the dark shades. When they say country boy come to town, that it ain't mean that he country, but when you dumb and stupid, these are the kind of people. Look at him. Y'all look at him. You see him? He got his chin. That the one that will never experience life. Yeah. Never experience life. But you come on a field, on a live field, and think that you will insult me and go free. Samuel King. Samuel King. If you related to the king, the one from Nima County, you relate to your UT King, I will ask UT King if she knows you very well. That means I understand I will know the kind of person you're coming from. But Samuel King, thanks for your nice statement. It still will not shake us. But if Liberia win tomorrow, you can come home. You're not living in Liberia. So I will keep you on the life. I will educate you a little bit. It might go through your head. Anyway, right now, you're free to say what you want to say. But I will tell you, you don't know George Weah. So, Mr. Cummings is the only man with a platform. And I can't wait for the debate. This time, President Weah cannot escape a debate. This time around, President Weah will not escape the debate. When he escaped the debate, they will know for true he know nothing. President Weah would tell the Liberian people what he got for the next 6 years. But let me tell you, 4 years gone into his 6 years. He show us nothing. In the 4 years, you telling me President Weah did the invisible stadium and parking and ground. He did few little roads that were already on a project. He did the one, he finished the ministerial building in 4 years, but they stole more money. They took more money from the Liberian people. A president who was senator could not even put his light on. But because of love, the people love him. And they gave him the opportunity. Today, he's the president and we got a prime minister, Miguel. Miguel is the prime minister and President Weah is just in that bubble. President Weah using your time to travel because they will get padam. He traveled to places because of the padam. He do not even speak to the Liberian people. He do not encourage the Liberian people to move their life forward. So this time around, if you talking, Samuel King said that we want to put Liberia 100 backward. So George, we have developed Liberia in 100. You see, y'all listen, y'all see, you see how Liberia can go nowhere. If they guy gonna say you want to put Liberia 4 years backward, this man telling us that the development that President we are carrying on, that thing that we never had in Liberia before, Oga Stadium. This man don't know that we had traffic light in Liberia before. This guy don't know that Liberia had telephone on the street before. Our little boy, he don't know. He don't know that we have market building, the best market building in Liberia built by President Doe, upstairs and downstairs. He don't know. But all he know, if President Weah leave, that will be pushing Liberia 100 years back. But honor this administration for the first time in our life to see 16 billion disappear. Oh no, they're not Joe. We are the one that stole the 16 billion. But according to the same report, they say 41% of the 16 billion came under George Weah. 30 million walk out. George Weah went to France again, $10 million. He said that he own money. We got it on live tape. Pay for play. We see all the things going on. We know how the stealing going. Our president travel on a private jet. Wow, what you ain't go to school? They say, oh, we did it. Show us one public school that this government and develop or renovate them. None. We still promising. Road project that was started before and the government continue and they stay in finishing. The rushing. No plans. Only one man get a plan. President Weah. He get up in the morning and say, let's go down to Poro. Let's go so we can face that place there. Or let's go to the place there so we can face that place there. The first time in our history that government employees do not take pay the same time. Oh, you do know that? The government do not take pay the same time. This group will take pay, then another group take pay. Where before, everybody take pay the same time. But in Liberia, they don't take pay the same time. Don't let nobody fool you. I don't worry about who President Weah appoints. President Weah don't need to appoint no opposition. But President Weah's responsibility is to unite Liberia. President Weah's responsibility is to make sure that civil servant and every Liberian has the right to work. That President Weah's responsibility to make sure that hospitals are good in our country. Putting a building down is not a hospital, it's what in the building. You can hear about Hospital 24. There is nothing to Hospital 24. Nothing to Hospital 24. The American people say the drugs that we bought, your thing we know, we took our money and give it to you, sold the drugs. They say, oh, hey, the president opened a dialysis. Everything that the president, that one million not going nowhere. President this, president that, or the president going buy 1 million chairs. He's the chief procurement officer. The president took the taxpayer money and put his name on it, donated by President George Manneh Weah, and give it to the chiefs. It still will not help. That one vote. Some of them are in the car parking, no gas. It will not help. It will not help at all. Trust me. Unless we campaign in Liberia. So Samuel King, I am a voter. You're not a voter, Samuel King. I all little brag with my little Liberian lesson. I up to date and all. I got to make sure my voter registration card in my suitcase. You see it? This is my LIB license. Samuel King, Republic of Liberia. You see it? Okay. So that nonsense there, that you will not vote, will be Liberia. So y'all say when in America, we will go to Liberia. Some people going there already to register. We'll vote. Whether you like it, you don't like it, we'll vote. We'll vote in Liberia. We'll campaign. We'll go from door to door. You not see your witness. And you know how and you know when Liberians come from America, how they can be strong. They can walk. When they come out, they turn black. They brush their hair again. So we'll vote. So, Mr. Samuel King, thanks for insulting me. I appreciate it highly. I can accept insult, not assault. So, but in life, let us learn to respect each other. And it's almost like you see a crazy man running down the street and you say you follow the crazy man. So who crazy? You don't want to crazy. So you watching me. And this is, I don't do it to people. I do not go on people's feed and make some stupid comments. I respect myself. It plays on me a lot. You know, I don't do it to people because even when you watching MSNBC, you will see sometimes and this person will say Joe Biden this, the other person will say Donald Trump this. But I don't see them insulting each other. I don't see them doing it. But anyway, we are Liberians. It's no problem, yeah? But one thing I know, don't let nobody fool you. Oh, the opposition disappoint us, so Joe, we will win. That lie. That's lie. Joe, we are the time reach it. They got their own opposition. The time reach it. If anybody tell you, say, because the opposition in who, that means George, we are winning. But no, George, we have supporter in the opposition. Some people say, United Party will vote for George, we are. ANC will vote for George, we are. My man, in the CDC, in the CPP, there's no George, we are supporter in the CPP. They put that in the CPP, whether they voted for George, we are before, it ain't mean that the George, we are supporter. It ain't mean that the George, we are supporter. So, even, you know, the you people, the one that started all the thing, you're too sneaky. They started it, they say, oh, Mr. Cummings, and in 2017, that because of Mr. Cummings, Joshua won the election. Listen, the UP supporters, and with plenty, George Lobo, George Wallace, all of them said that thing every day. We will vote against Mr. Cummings if it come with Joshua and Mr. Cummings because Mr. Cummings refused to endorse Mr. Boakai. Mr. Bromsky never endorsed Mr. Boakai. Dara Zalon never endorsed Mr. Boakai. Yombly voted for George Weah too. But the holy Mr. Cummings now, imagine a man who took 5th place in a general election. The man who didn't get no vote. The man who nobody know. You say that because of the man you lost the election. You say because of Mr. Cummings you lost the election. At that time, Mr. Cummings was just 18 months old. But that time, Mr. Cummings was just 2 years old. In fact, he was not 2 years old. He was just 1 year, 6 months old. Now Mr. Cummings will be 6 years old. Without Mr. Cummings, you can win. We're not saying we can win by ourselves now. We say we must come together. Because we don't want to waste our time. We want to win the first round. So we say, let's come together. So let me ask you, UP. The time we're not nothing, we took 5th place. We got only 124,000 votes. Granted, if Mr. Cummings are going to come up and say yes, maybe everybody going to follow. But do you think that people are going to follow? You think the political leader had the capability to convince his 124,000 votes to go to Mr. Boakai? No. He could even endorse Mr. Boakai. Other people go to where they want to go. Other people say they refuse to vote. Some people say there are a lot of people that I know that were in the ANC that refused to vote because they said they had no confidence in the vote. There were people in Liberty Party who said they were not going to vote because they had no confidence in the two group. Liberty Party divided themselves. So tell me, Mr. Cummings was just 1 year, 6 months old. You cry on his name that he ain't vote for you, he ain't support you. But Mr. Cummings gave them more money than even any of the people. Mr. Cummings gave Mr. Boakai money. Mr. Cummings went to court. Mr. Cummings do the 1 year. Mr. Cummings was no verse. Now, where Mr. Cummings can walk, Mr. Cummings can talk. Do you think you can win election without Mr. Cummings too? No. If we support you then, if we don't support you again, will you win? No. Put your act together. Put your act together. CDC, that the people who can be dying, they get long teeth. They defeated them in a fair by election. for Morocco County. They say, oh, that was joke, man. That thing was just joke. Was just warming up. Darrow did not just lay part-time, man. The second time again, they beat in the market door. They said, no, man, because Joe, we are not on the list. Joe, we are not on the list, man. They have another election again. Opposition beating. And those support coming talk. Independent and opposition. If you're not in the government, you're independent, I mean you're opposition. What make you independent that you won't go to the government, you won't go to the side. But the same thing, you oppose the government. They have another one again. They win nothing. They start stealing position. They start bringing lawsuit. And you think they will win the lofa one again? You're watching. They won't cheat this time, not easy. So how CDC will win? CDC didn't get grip of Montserrat County anymore. CDC do not have grip of Montserrat County anymore. It has proven every sedition voter in Montserrat County, they could not win. So, Liberty Party and ANC together in Montserrat, you can win, stay. UP and ALP. ALP got 100 members. AMP had 24,000 votes in the last election. Everybody gone. We took most of the people, and we took most of the garden. In fact, we took almost half of Liberty ALP members, they other than came to us. Because they no good party. But ALP ain't get nobody. ALP they not no party. That family organization is a family organization. It's just there to they put together again. They get T Momo and what he needs Theodore Momo. They got and Bernard Ure and they got his daughter, and they got Jethro. Jethro want to be representative for District 1, so he's sticking around. Then they get Baron. They get Heron Costa. These are all members now. And they got, who else they get in there? I said, the book have 100 members. All the people gone. Ure made first. Ure can be calling people, oh, begin. They say you're against me too, eh? Ure in hardy now. So Unity Party, most of the members they had before at the time Eddie were there, they were chopping. All of them gave more. All of them actually giving more. They're going to CDC, they're going to ANC. I get plenty of Unity Party people who remember ANC. Y'all be the talking, we'll do the bluffing. Come is that man. Come is that man. Come is that man. Alexander Benedict Cummings about a man. Look, that man got principle. Not even a teacher, principle. Your talk. You know, Mr. Cummings can't sweat. Just like Barack Obama. I don't want to tell you about Cummings' life, sir. But Cummings, we put all joke aside. We need good for Liberia. Only Liberian people will decide. We, Liberians, will decide. Waka get one vote. And you know, sometimes you don't know what we ready some of us space off for. Right after the election, there's a guy they call Prince Williams and myself. We started the whole Bwaka Cummings. Because right after the election, we want to get into it. Mr. Bwaka said you're not running. And me, I'm asking you, I beg you. George Tedawodi. Okay, let me go to the Ago All story. My big brother, I'm going to finish the Ago All story. I'm telling you, those days, when we saw on Clay Street, you know, I played for Tyler United on Clay Street. I played one season, and Robert Way was our coach. When you go on the beach to practice, because you can fight there anytime, I'm telling you, literally, we take the Ago oil and rub the Ago oil on yourself. You rub it all on your tie, rub it all on your body. Then when you play, you know when you're sweating and the Ago oil, when you're running, when your man hold you, you just see a hand slip me. Look, that was a serious thing. So everybody noticed it. People start doing the same thing. Look, and when I all get on you, man. So I want begin, but actually begin. I think he can just rub the oil. So we notice it. So I said, wait, my mom can say bread. I take all the bottle, I turn it so, I turn it so, I turn it so. This is what you gonna do. I said, I using it. My mom said, that all you are going, the damn rat will eat you. I said, man, where? I put my oil in something, man. Then what I did, I took my papa, my stepper, they spray and put it in there now. I put small Vaseline, I put it on the fire. It melted, I put it down. I put that thing, man. All over your body. When you get it, you shine it. Then it's so hot. And you know on the beach, you gotta play with bare feet, man. When you sweating, man, you can see the water dripping. That time when I like this, man, we're talking about real fitness. Look, when your man hold your hand like this, shoo. When you hold your hands, whoop. That's why I told David to do the Goliath. Yeah, that's why I told David to do the Goliath. So, guys, we all know we want good for Liberia. Let me tell you the real truth. We don't need to brag. It is your right to support whoever. Regina, what's up? You want to support. Just don't do it in a disrespectful way. I would not come up here and curse Mr. Boaka. Mr. Boaka served Liberia. I respect people who serve the country. Let us say what are the corrupt. The corrupt ones will tell them. It mean that Mr. Boaka is corrupt. But people taking advantage. And let me tell you one of the advantage that political leaders want to take. And you all know that. Yombly, it is clear. Yombly want to go as vice president to Mr. Boaka because of his age and his health. It's not a hating thing. It is not a hating thing. She will deny it. They came to America. They had a meeting. When she and Dara Zellon went back, that was their plan. It is Liberty Party plan. Look, I said it one time. I said that there were people in Liberia who were negotiating. In fact, it started like this. It's Joel Howard Taylor also wanted to leave. She wanted for NPP, listen to me, to leave because of the relationship between she and Dara Zellon. And Dara Zellon have just won Moserado County. So they're looking at Dara Zellon, Yombly, and her. So she, the vice president, at the time she and Joshua was not okay. She was planning to go along with Liberty Party. So they wanted for Liberty Party to join with the NPP because NPP was thinking about breaking away too. I'm telling you. Dara Zellon denied because he never knew about it. They said, oh, that was time. That's our time. That's our time. They went to meetings in Monrovia. They said, this is our time because Dara Zellon won Moserado. Yombly will deliver Buchanan, and the vice president will deliver Bon County. Now, three big counties right there. They try, it never worked. NPP stay back again. NPP to the most say, just go, just go. They came, friends of Dara Zellon. Friends of Dara Zellon wanted for Dara Zellon to be the political leader of Liberty Party to challenge Yombly. And who told you? Dara Zellon had political capital. Although he corrupt now, at the time, Dara Zellon had a political capital. CDC people discussed it. They said Dara Zellon not a small man again. He got a voice, and which was truth. But when he and Yombly came, he disappointed his fans. He cut them off. I personally supported Dara Zellon with cash. I said I'm gonna eat it. I said for him to eat it. Imaya Yato there. He cut off from Imaya. He cut off from everybody. He went to Liberia and changed. And say Yombly. So now they agree. Since Mr. Ure supporting Mr. Boaka, that means Liberty Party now was relevant. They wanted one vote. That's all. And why? Unity Party got 310 delegates. ALP 310. So they believe that if Liberty Party can get a 310 and ALP got a 310, that's 620. They needed only one vote. Yombly vote, or maybe they will not get all the 310. But they believe that if they can get half of the delegates from Liberty Party, that means Mr. Boaka is the standard bearer. So now, our time, when they papi president, The papa can make it. The papa die. Yombly, Liberty Party in charge. That was their plan. They plan can't hit them in the face. That the same time Darius they don't change it. He said he took economic class, then he went in first class, his own money. You see, sometimes when you planning things, most of our politicians, they're not smart. They don't look ahead. They are not far-sighted. They don't think, they don't look to see. Because their plans are right in front of them. They don't plan for the future. They don't know if things will back off. So by the time it went against them, they said, Bilete, finger the document too. That's where it started from. Oh? That's where it started from. Bilete, finger the document. In 2 weeks, came, Mr. Ure said, somebody finger document too. That the finger will start happening today. At that time, Bilete, Darius was a strong guy. He went into the meeting. He talked to that mulatto boy. Gentleman said, Mo Ali. This document here, who authored it? Mr. Cummings or the lawyer? He said, the lawyer. He asked Mo Ali twice, 2 times. In Madagascar, they say 2. The girl did it, they say, the girls love me, he said 2, but are 2. So, he answered again. Then Darius Dillon said, then why are we wasting time on the whole document issue here? Instead of moving, they went and hold Darius Dillon, they brought him in the corner. He never spoke on it again. He never spoke on it. Everybody just played low. Bringing all the lies, all the technicality. Mr. Ure lie, man. Oh, that guy. God will punish Ure. I gave Mr. Cummings 5 copies. 1 copy to neck, 1 copy will come back to us. Man, people, you know what they lied to us? Because you don't think. I got paper in my hand. I signed it. Why I can't take my copy? Why I should notarize 5 copies? Who notarized copy? No. You notarize the main copy that going. The other one you keep it for your record. The American Constitution that you can see around here, it notarized. Look, the people lie so much on the and allow. The first one, like Brempo rejected it. We'll talk about the thing that will get tired. The first one, they rejected it. They went by, they fixed it. You say, we got copy. Only 1 copy go to neck. 2018, I was in Liberia. We went to register. We carried photocopy. NEC refused it. NEC said that we should bring the members, 40 members from every district. We should bring color picture. Because they went and photocopy the pictures. We thought we were doing the right thing. They said no, they sent it back to us. We had to put the color picture on it and give them original sheet, signing, and everything they keep it. Then we keep copy. Then we pay them $750. They got to publish it in the newspaper. They say we can't do ourselves. We're getting the money. They will do it. But first, that the corruption. We thought we were going to do ourselves. We now made all the negotiation. They said no, we pay $750. Then they will publish the names. That's how it works. That document register everybody. They make it so tough, nobody can leave. That's a good thing. At that time, Mr. Cummings was going all around the country talking to people and doing this because we know the delegates. The delegates come from all the counties. The delegates come from 73 districts. We know. So Mr. Cummings going to places doing that. The stronger times of the CPP, when the Liberian people knew that CPP was strong, it was under the leadership of Alexander Cummings. But y'all don't know why it was strong. Alexander Cummings made it strong. Because ANC used their money to spend on CPP transportation, fuel, open offices, and did everything. ANC was the only party that was up to date. Then when Bilete came, he updated Liberty Party. UP, ALP was never up to date, up to present. They were never up to date. But Mr. Cummings was so intelligent, he refused to say it. because he don't want for money. On Spoon TV, Stephen Weatherspoon asked Mr. Cummings, it is true that you are the only person who pay making the finance? He said, no, everybody playing their role. But we saw the document. It was disgraceful, but we were collaborating. So it's nothing wrong. We're collaborating, so we can't come and put our friend and bought us as they didn't pay dues. Now, what can happen, even in the library organization, they want to not pay dues, they want to okay you. Now, what we do? Entitlement syndrome. Then they come to Mr. Cummings, hey, my man, you know the whole thing here, my man, just slow down small now. Just make the papi, just go, then you go as VP. Now, you Now, you You might not worry, behind me looking dark. I can stay, I get time, I'm paying for the internet at one flat rate. You see, behind it dark, so don't get worried about me. You say you're watching me too. Now, in Liberia now, by this time I finish. Because at the internet in Liberia, you can't get it. You see? So, Liberian people, we love our country. We love our country, Liberia. We're doing this thing because of Liberia. I'm desperate. I'm desperate, and you should be desperate. Not fear and desperation. You should be desperate. I'm desperate because lack of education. Our education system is bad in Liberia. I'm desperate because the judicial system is a mess in Liberia. It only fit the people who got money. I'm desperate because lack of infrastructure in Liberia. I'm desperate because we got garden instead of farms. I'm desperate because the government cannot put things together to create jobs. And that's why I'm desperate. I'm desperate because there's no hospital in Liberia to take care of the poor people. That's why I'm desperate. I'm desperate because our workers, our police cannot take pay. I'm desperate because policemen get 150, the director get 10,000. I'm desperate because at the legislatures, all the special assistants, they don't want to tote the water to carry for the chief. I'm desperate because of lack of leadership, law and order. I'm desperate because I got a president today who don't speak to the people of Liberia. He only speak in his church and speak to seditions. That is why I'm desperate for change, not for chance. In Liberia, you got the option. You either keep what you got or you move forward. If you think President Weah is okay for you, it's fine. You know, the water, they say it rain to everybody do. But depends on how your house leaking and how you're going to enter the house. The man who secure his house will be good. If you don't secure your house, it's up to you. Your vote, your right should not be tampered with. In the Constitution, they gave you only one right. The president of Liberia got one vote. Mr. Cummings got one vote. I got one vote. If you put that vote together, it's your power, your voice. Don't cost. Vote. Vote. And I will end it back again, go back to the so-called intellectual centers who consider themselves intellectual thinkers, we political gurus. We are the one we have this center to critic opposition. Go to hell. CEO, Spoon Network CEO gave you $6,850 US. For what? To sit down a day, drink a tie, speak and go home. You got all the other intellectual centers around the country. Put your damn self into a group and register as a non-for-profit. Distribute yourself. Go into the neighborhood. Teach the Liberian people what to do, how to look for leader, how to vote. Their vote matters. Do it and see what you get. See what you get. That is one of my things. If God could help me now, I get money. That one thing I would do from place to place. We need to educate our people because they don't have it. Our role models are already crooked. So these people's minds are black. They close up. Election coming that time, everybody can have programs. That the time they can come, they can have queen contests. They want, oh, you know that I was street there. The street not paved. You ask the government to pave your damn street. You ask the man who asking for vote now to pave the street. That the time you get hydro C. That the time you don't pay your parents' school fees. I was talking to my brother today. Imagine we give you house to sleep. We give you place to sleep. You're not paying rent. Oh, chief, you know my birthday. Oh. So, your man who born, you won't call your man. And let me tell you something. That's why we make our rich friend run away from us. By the time you say hello, you say, Mama, hey, Papa, not Easter today. Oh. You having your birthday party? Invite somebody. And you know the man get money, invite the man, say, oh, Papa, I invited my birthday party. Even at water, put it down. The man will say, yes, at least you thought about me. I'm going to give you money for your birthday because of your birthday. Your man who born, your pa who born you. I'm going to say I born somebody too. But your birthday, you didn't say you in hard time. We can't do it. We can't stretch our hands all over. It's not a bad thing. Listen, there are people in Liberia who are better than us. There are people in Liberia today who 10 times, but they never had an opportunity to come to the damn country here to survive too. So you think I will cost them? Don't cost them. We got to talk to them. They are the one going to vote. Some of us say you get voter card, you might not go to Liberia. Because I can see it. No Liberian won't leave a damn job to go anywhere anyway. For us to demonstrate, we can't do it already. They say, I'm going to go Liberia to go vote. I beg you. Yeah. You can't do it. So you in Liberia, intellectual centers, and other people, I think that's a big help you can give. You will see the difference. That is one of the biggest help they can give. All these intellectual centers, they got another one on what the place they call and say they are looking down Broad Street. Don't you know we put a damn TV with a satellite dish in a damn place? Don't you know that we get a 1 year subscribe? We subscribe 1 year, we put a TV so in a damn the food man sending a tie. What? CEO, go look at the place CEO sitting here. My brother went to play, he sat there, I said, yeah, come and get that money again. He's sweating like a dog. They're talking, they're asking questions. People can maybe win presidency. You get about 30 persons standing around you, then you're talking, then they're asking you questions as if you're having some press conference. If you don't go there, they say, okay, you'll see what will happen. They can't do nothing. Instead, then take the damn self, they will make more money, go in a community, distribute yourself, and educate the people. Teach the people how to vote. What they should look for in a leader. Don't take $5 from nobody. If you take it and eat it and vote, the man you're representing, you see after 4 years, he come back to you and you still vote for him. Then the community leader say, well, you know, there's no bad bush for bad child. Because whole day the community leader going to Capitol building begging. Your own community leader letting you down. The community leader in a place will go to the senator there and beg whole day. Because don't worry, Papa, I will take care of them. I will take care of them. One man say, I will take care of all the people there. Eh? That is bad. So you see, we're causing a problem. The government doing more, causing more problem because they're not leading. Let's go to the trash. Let's go to the trash. If you want for your children to be clean, you yourself must be clean. You yourself must be, you should take bath. Wash your face in the morning. Your children will do the same thing. You want for the people in Liberia to be clean. They must not put the trash. Clean the damn city, and government got too much money. They got the big container that they can put water in Liberia now. They do it right in Liberia. Tell the bottom of face your damn trash can. How long it will take you to put a trash can from across the bridge straight to Douala and put a billboard up and teach the people and tell them that if you can do this, you will get better, this and this and this and this. And tell everybody, do all the little small acting, small will be talking about it. And then you discourage your friend from putting there. Then you deploy city police. Not to just arrest them, but to talk to them. Hey, put the trash inside there. In the evening, the truck go around and pick it up and put it to the destination place. In the market, they put them paying the money. How long it take to do that? When you do it and you deploy a task force to start going around all the small neighborhood. Oh man, Papa, if you don't cut the grass, will come back here again, we'll find you. You don't got to find them. But you gave them a year, 2 years, you conscientize them, you advertise and say, this is the problem. If we can stop that, we will stop typhoid. That is why the water is dirty, because the that where water we're using. If we can just drink clean drinking water. The people in the market, they passing all around. Then we say they get Ebola, they get typhoid, they get this and that. You go Center Street. They say the day that on Center Street, even the day body didn't get on all. They say they saw 3 persons moving from the place there. They move all the way to Pinsville. The day body, I know that. I don't know that's true. Because they just saw 3 people moving from there with a low. They gone way to Center Street, then they gone to Pinsville, on graveyard. Because the day, the only people that are enjoying that the one that in the middle of the graveyard who can move. But the one that on the road, they say the Lord day by the key and say, hey man, why you dumping the dead on top of my roof again? My roof already not correct. Look at the place there. You know, it's fun, but it's sad. It's sad. The country is dirty. The white man said it all the time we got vexed. The American ambassador say our Peace Corps. The man say your Peace Corps. Joey say you are Peace Corps too. I don't know where. You think I joke again? Joey say you are Peace Corps. Joey was in army in France and all. He was in the French army, according to him. The man said I was a Peace Corps boy in Africa. But you ain't asking me who part of Africa now. The man said I see the man explain true in the morning, they clean the plate, they sweep, they wash all the dishes. Right now, presently, the interior is better than Monrovia. I was talking to somebody in Grand Bassa, kind of a small little town. I said you can see the trees, the whole yard, they're all more just sweeping the little broom, small in the morning. No sickness. Liberians, we need to double our effort. We need to do it together. But the government is not encouraging. I know sometimes people say, well, you all need to come together. Look, let me tell you something. Coming together is not the point. But we don't collect taxes. Opposition don't make appointment. Opposition don't run the government. Opposition don't collect taxes. So to be frank with you, opposition doing nothing. That you yourself trying to be discouraged. And that the game, anybody who open their mouth and say, well, you know, to be frank with you, the opposition said discouraging us. That's a lie. You are not opposition. How the hell I would discourage you when they're not making law and order? Oh, I should just be there now, be strong. But you know, say they stay still. You're not supposed to tell and say, listen, they see people just a vehicle. They see people just a little group to pull you there, they can woo and pull you down. If they think you're poor, you can stay go there. They see people with just a truck to carry you. But since that truck gave her, and it will give her, you can still reach there. And what you can do, you can carpool. Air Morocco went to Liberia. What happened? There was no light. They went to Sierra Leone. They put some passenger down. Some passenger combined. And they put a set together and it went by land. They went by road. They went by Monrovia. Simple. Simple. If you can't go to 2023 in a collaboration, you can go by yourself. So United Party won't go by themselves, but they can't go by themselves anyway, don't worry. That need United Party, that 14 will stay with us. So that's it. If nobody talk about you, so let me just dance my little music small.
And I had to explain it. And I had to justify. And I had to convince you. Please believe it. Believe it. Believe it. Believe it. Believe it. Anything they say about me, please believe it. Believe it. If nobody talks about you, you are nobody.
You see, if nobody talk about me or talk about you, you are nobody. So that is why Alexander Cummings, he's somebody. So we talk about him. So I'm about to end. I want to say thanks for your time. I appreciate all the comments. And those of you who think that I'm out of my head, let it be. Those of you who think that I got nothing to do, that is why I'm doing it, let it be. And I'm leaving. I got to take my wife for a little dinner. So we're going to enjoy ourselves, after a hard day of work, what you can do, you just got to take the Oma, and then tomorrow I got a meeting, then another meeting, then another meeting, then another meeting. So, oh, that tomorrow. Okay. So, guys, Rosalind Diggs, Mr. Davis, I know some people want to call, but don't worry, nobody calling. Oh, yes. Mr. Cummings will weed them out. Look, let me tell you today. Let me tell you something today. Mr. Cummings, there will be nobody. Mr. Cummings got that thing there, watching from the state of Maryland. Mr. Cummings got that thing there where there are two things you look for. You got to be qualified first, and they give you the job. You got to produce. If you don't produce, it's easy for Mr. Cummings to tell you to leave. That's what good leader does. It got nothing to do with friendship. It got nothing to do with friendship. When it happened with Ava, everybody ordered news. Mr. Cummings look at it. He check it up. He look at it. He said no. And you know what? What Mr. Cummings don't have control over, one thing I know, he don't talk about it. Not all the ANC people, Mr. Cummings got control over them. No. They might be talking, but they are freelancer. Mr. Cummings don't control them. Mr. Cummings don't tell. They're not part. They don't have no position. At least for me, they can tell me what to say. They can tell me, say, Money, slow down. But you don't got no position. So I myself are very careful what I say out there now, because God bless me. I'm not saying I have a position. I'm not a chief spokesman. I'm not a spokesman for ANC. But God bless me. I got the opportunity once in a while to say, Chi, hello. So I got to be careful now what I say, what I tell people, because whatever I do now, it will go against Mr. Cummings. But I mean, I can speak the truth. Although some people can say that men that you, Mr. Cummings, can listen to, you're the one put Mr. Cummings in that situation. No. Mr. Cummings make a decision are always right. Mr. Cummings don't just make decision because he want to. Mr. Cummings will listen and add his little bit there, but all his decision is always right. That is what I'll tell you about. So, we all need good thing for Liberia. We must work together, no matter whoever will make president. And Liberia is one of the best places on earth, I'm telling you today. It's one of the sweetest places. Although we are difficult people, but they hate disappointment. When you disappoint a Liberian man, it's easy to get them back, but you will not get every one of them back easily. Yeah. We got principle-minded people. Mr. Cummings believes in the Liberian people. He still believes that they can change. He believes that they can change. I never see person who so patient. And I will be having Mr. Cummings on my show by the grace of God. I'm trying to work up every little thing. We'll have a conversation with him. And you can also watch the one we did when you go on my page. Go on to Munel Kishen. On my page, you will see the one Mr. Cummings and myself did. And let me see if I can. Let me see something. Oh, damn. No, not this. I'm not talking about this, man. Oh, sit down, man. I don't want you. I'm not talking about you. Okay, let me see something if I can. Let me see if I can get it. Things here. I don't know. Let me see something. Okay, I think it's not coming through. I'm trying to see if I can. So, guys, I want to show that. I want to go to my face. Hey, and try this. Let me see. You know, the other day I was on my computer playing, and I just saw the person. My man, you know the dent? Just cut it off, man. I said, oh. Uh, uh, okay. All right. Let me see if. Okay, yep. I can hear. I can. Okay. Okay, guys, you can hear me. I'm trying to. I was trying to show this thing here, but I know some people frustrated now. You're going, but I was trying to show this. Okay, guys, you can hear me. I'm trying to show this clip here for you guys. It's a nice interview that we had. Okay, so let me see. Okay, guys, and I will try to get it. I gotta, I never play with this. I won't lie to you. I never played with it before, but I think I need to start doing it now. So, so have a good day. God bless you. Have a good weekend, and let me play back the Cummins uh 5 watts.
Stab 'em. Mr. Cummings, stab 'em. Stab 'em. Alexander Cummings, stab 'em. His body explode.
The leaders I love, the leaders I love, the ones I trust so much, they made a fool out of me. I've been praying to God every day, please give me a leader.
The oldest republic in Africa. And yet, we're one of the least developed countries on the continent, and indeed one of the least developed countries in the world. And I say to you, my fellow Liberians, we deserve a better Liberia. We need to ask ourselves some fundamental questions. Why are we where we are? Most Liberian homes don't have electricity. Most Liberian homes don't have running water. Most Liberians are unemployed. These are things we can change. These are things we should demand of ourselves and of our leaders. We, as Liberians, cannot keep doing the same things and expect different results. We cannot keep electing and selecting the same kinds of leaders with the same kinds of experiences and expect Liberia to change. We have to do many things differently, and that starts with selecting and electing new leaders who know how to create jobs, who know how to grow the economy, who will prioritize the Liberian people first before they prioritize themselves. And this is what I offer you, the Liberian people. The other universal truth that I want to share with you, my fellow Liberians, is the best predictor of future performance and future behavior is past performance and past behavior. And again, I ask you to look at my record of job creation, of success, of managing large budgets without one penny going missing. All of these things you can look at and compare to the other candidates. And again, you will see that my past performance and past behavior is a good predictor, a good indicator that what I commit to, we will deliver. There are 5 priorities we have, and we call that the what's. And then there are 5 things we call the how we'll do it. And those priorities are as follows. Our first priority is infrastructure. Simply put, it's electricity, it's roads, it's water, and it's internet and cell phone connectivity across Liberia. We have to invest in infrastructure. That is the top priority. That's the basis on which we can and will do everything else. The second priority for us is job creation. There are too many unemployed, underemployed, and unemployable Liberians. The unemployment rate is over 85%. And therefore, job creation is our next priority, creating jobs for the Liberian people. The next priority is agriculture. We are a country that do not fear ourselves. These are things we can do for ourselves. We should be producing rice to feed ourselves. And my commitment is that by the end of my first term in office, we will be self-sufficient in rice production. And within education, we're focused on vocational training, teachers training, and adult education. But we have to educate our young people because, again, that's how we can help them create jobs. That's how we can train farmers. And so these things are all linked together. And our final priority in terms of the what's is health. Because you can have good infrastructure, you can have a good job, you can feed yourself, you can have great education, but if you don't have your health, it doesn't matter. And so health is our fifth priority, and there we're focused on primary health care and preventive health care. So those are the what's we'll do for our people, for the Liberian people. How are we going to do these things? The first how is we want to engage Liberians differently in the transformation of our country. We call this hearts and minds. How do we get all Liberians to participate in the changes that are required? We're going to use arts and music and culture and reconciliation and religion. All of these things, we will be deliberate in using these things to engage us as a people in this transformation process. And so we're doing some work on how we can make those things happen. The next how is that we're going to find the money. We have to find the resources, the money, to do all of the what's I mentioned earlier. And the way we'll find the money is first, we'll go after waste in government. You know, we spend a lot of money on things that we don't need, or we pay too much for things that we do need. So for example, I believe the vehicles we buy for our government officials, we spend too much money on that. We should reduce the number of vehicles, and we should buy less expensive vehicles for our government officials. We need to reduce how much they make so we can pay teachers and civil servants and police officers and the military officers and healthcare workers, people who actually do the work. We need to pay them more money and reduce the gap between those at the top and those who actually do the work. The other way we'll find the money is going after this thing called corruption. You know, corruption has been the bane of our country, is the primary reason why we are as underdeveloped as we are today. And we will aggressively go after corruption. The first thing we'll do is we will appoint a corruption czar, a minister in charge of corruption in the presidency that will coordinate all of the agencies that are meant to find corrupt officials. Secondly thing we'll do is we'll make sure we are getting the resources, the money, the right people, the right logistics to the anti-corruption agencies, the LACC, Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission, the General Accounting Office, the Public Procurement and Concessions Commission. We will make sure they got the right resources to go after corrupt officials. After that, when we find people who are corrupt, we will prosecute them, we will put them in jail, and we'll seize their assets. It will not be good enough for you just to resign. Okay. So those are the things we'll do to really go after corruption. I have committed that I will not take a salary. The salary that is paid the president, I will allocate it towards helping to fight corruption. That's how important I think it is to us. And then the other way we'll find the money is we'll make sure we're getting full value, the full monies we're due from our natural resources. We'll look to exploit other natural resources so we can get the funds required to fund healthcare, to fund infrastructure, to create jobs, etc., etc. So finding the money is the second how. The next how is we want to create a government of inclusion. We want all sections of our country to be represented in the government. We want opposition political parties to be in government. Because we believe that having a government inclusion will help all of us make the right decisions. It will make sure that we're spreading the resources of our country across the entire country. And then the last two hows, one is growing the private sector. We will focus on growing the private sector so Liberians can primarily benefit from that growth. No longer should Liberian business people be spectators to our economy. And we want to actively support Liberianization and encourage and provide credit and other facilities to Liberian businesses so they can participate. And last but not least, we will use technology. We'll leverage technology to help us achieve our goals. So those are the what's and the hows. But let me end by leaving you again with these two universal truths. One is we cannot keep doing the same things, my people, and expect different results. We cannot keep electing the same people with the same experiences and expect Liberia to change. We need to elect and select different people to lead us, to serve us, to help us manage and run our country. And the other universal truth is the best predictor of future performance and future behavior is past performance and past behavior. And on those two counts, I believe I stand head and shoulders above the other candidates aspiring. Together, we will change Liberia for the benefit of all Liberians. We will transform our country. We will give us a new start, a fresh start, so that all of us can benefit from this country we love. I thank you. God bless you. God bless the Republic of Liberia.
Chicken they grow for day.
Not in the business, you catching fever. Getting serious like anti-river. Ain't no stopping by the river. And as we coming, we're sweeping, we're cutting, we're moving all the way. We coming, we coming. As we coming, we're sweeping, we coming. Anywhere we meet up, stick. We coming. We coming.
Liberian parties. Firstly, we bring you greetings from the all Liberian parties. Firstly, we want to use this opportunity to congratulate Honorable Alexander Benedict Cummings for his stewardship of the collaboration over the past 8 months. Mr. Cummings, we at the All Liberian Party want to seize this opportunity to congratulate you for what we believe was a job well done. And people, it's very difficult to control 4 political parties, all having ambition, all wanting positions, and all with diversity of views. And we want to use this occasion not only to congratulate you, Mr. Cummings, but to recognize your style of leadership, always calm and collected. Even when you are being attacked, you still exhibit that. So we want to congratulate you. We bring you greetings from the All Liberian Party. Firstly, we want to use this opportunity to congratulate Honorable Alexander Benedict Cummings for his stewardship of the collaboration over the past 8 months. Mr. Cummings, we at the All Liberian Party want to seize this opportunity to congratulate you for what we believe was a job well done. And people, it's very difficult to control 4 political parties, all having ambition, all wanting positions, and all with diversity of views. And we want to use this occasion not only to congratulate you, Mr. Cummings, but to recognize your style of leadership, always calm and collected. Even when you are being attacked, you still exhibit that. So we want to congratulate you. Look, we signed a framework document. May 19th, the framework document was signed. Copies of that document should have been forwarded to each political party. Because there were 5 copies we signed. 1 for each political party and 1 to be taken to NEC. As of today's date, we have not received our copies of the framework document. I was informed by somebody in NEC. All were my sources in this whole process. It's a funny television show that people go on and make all kinds of remarks about people. And I was informed by somebody in NEC that the document that was submitted to NEC was a photocopy of. I turned on my television one evening and I heard people quoting things from the framework document that nobody will be able to leave. And even if you leave, you will not be able to fuel a candidate into the elections. I was informed by somebody in NEC that the document that was submitted to NEC was a photocopy. Then that morning, I called my chairman and I told him I wanted a copy of all the framework documents that he had. As of today's date, we have not received our copies of the framework document. He immediately forwarded them to me. I called Liberty Party's vice chair. I wanted his copy of all the framework documents, that he had in his possession. As of today's date, we have not received our copies of the framework document. And both of them, forwarded those documents to me. I went through the documents and I said, wow, this is serious. Because the lawyers did do an amendment of the framework document, and they did it under our advice and consent. The amended copy, we have copies of. As of today's date, we have not received our copies of the framework document. It still wasn't a document that was filed into NEC. It is crystal clear to you. We did sign a framework document. 4 political parties signed a framework document. And under his leadership, he convinced us that there was a need to have lawyers look at the document and put it in legal perspective. We agreed. So the process began. The last we heard of it is we had a meeting at Liberty Party's headquarters, and the lawyers all showed up. Most of them showed up, and they brought to our attention all the major changes they made in the framework document, and they explained why. And we all concurred. Because the lawyers did do an amendment of the framework document, and they did it under our advice and consent. The amended copy, we have copies of. Now it was left for them, for the chairman and the executive committee who were working on this document to have gone back and compiled the document. After compilation of the document should have been brought back to each political party. And the political party executive committee, we have met and approve or disapprove of the document. In the instance where all the executive committee approve of it, then the political leaders would have signed the document and the amended document and taken to NEC. That didn't happen. Because the lawyers did do an amendment of the framework document, and they did it under our advice and consent. The amended copy, we have copies of. And we must work together to ensure that we don't disappoint the Liberian people.
The document itself carries May 19. The document coming submitted, the type of the document, the date on the document is May 19. They put sign the original document on what? April 25th. The document coming signing May 19 on the document.
May 19, the framework document was signed.
The document itself carries May 19th, while the notarized page carries 2 different dates, and the confirmation of receipt by NEC has a date that is different from the submission date. The document itself carries May 19. The document coming submitted, the type of the document, the date on the document is May 19. They put sign the original document on what? April 25th. The document coming signing May 19 on the document.
May 19, the framework document was signed.
The day you turned over was the day the document was signed.
They put sign the original document on what? April 25th. The document coming signing May 19 on the document.
May 19, the framework document was signed.
The day you turned over was the day the document was signed. So you could have known, by all means, you of all people should have known, if such a provision was in that agreement saying that nobody can pull out, and if you pull out, you can't fill the candidate in your own party's name.
Yeah.
You would have known. But then
Definitely.
all of a sudden, you're sitting out there and you're hearing people discussing this thing on some show that nobody can take. The thing is an ironclad agreement. You're in it forever. And then you get alarmed. And then you send for the copies, and then you realize this was the case. What then did you do?
They were informed by somebody in NEC that the document that was submitted to NEC was a photocopy. Then I called NEC. And the question I asked is, do you have an original copy of the framework document? And I was informed, no. I was informed by somebody in NEC that the document that was submitted to NEC was a photocopy of a. The right to remain in any gathering, organization, or whatever it is a right given to you as a Liberian by the Constitution. And nobody can take that away. No
And
one
you can
can
leave
force
whenever you want to leave.
Yeah. No can force you to leave.
That's the Constitution.
And you've been referenced as one of the souls of people who actually killed that vision. What is your response?
It is true. That was my vision. From the very onset, when the CPP was established, was created.
It is clear that the CPP has crashed, has crumbled. In the middle of a fight against your most powerful opponent, you guys are shooting yourself. It's one thing to go your separate way. So it looked like not only a self-destructive impulse, but it looked like people look like they are paid to help the ruling party to succeed. They're fighting the strongest guy, the weakest guy. Let's destroy everybody before we meet our opponent. But here's my question to you, Costa. You ask yourself the question: in this crisis, there are people who represent the problem, represent the solution. There are many people who think that you represent a problem in CPP, and that the extremists on both sides, on all sides, the four major sides, hijack the process, and the moderate will step back and say the extremists now have the largest voice. Their voices are drawn out other moderate voices. So you, they represent you. You say you don't have influence. Influence has transatlantic effect. You can influence in millions of miles. So people believe that Costa was a major player hijacking the process. His voice is a bigger voice that drawn out other voices, and you shift the things. And to that extent now, is there a sense of regret that, oh, maybe I should not have been as extreme as I was? Maybe I should have been more moderate. Maybe I should look at the feature of CPP than a Costa subduing potential opponent who stand in the way. What is the argument? What would you respond?
Again, we're politicians. We're not in a nunnery or a monastery. Politics is ruthless. You know, it's a ruthless competition of ideas and interests. And so when you are in politics, Stanton, you use everything you've got to submit or to subdue your opponent. If it is a powerful voice, you use it to drive your narrative and your agenda. But here is the thing. I did nothing beyond saying what I felt was right. For a long time, you never heard me making noise. But when they infighting, all I did was to defend and promote my candidate. Did I say some serious stuff? Of course I did.
So H, let me ask you a question now. Why should the Liberian people trust the new arrangement? Why should the Liberian people build their hope again after you guys broke their heart? Why?
Stanton, let me tell you something. This is politics. The people who support us still support us.
But trust you. The new arrangement with which group?
The UP is going to leave, yes.
Okay, thank you.
But they are going to leave. Some of us will push to ensure that on the onset of the formation of this new political arrangement, it is made unambiguously clear that Joseph Yuman Boakai will be our candidate for president. At the very beginning, Stanton. If you like it, you join us. You don't like it, you don't join us.
So Joe Boakai did not condemn tribalism because Joe Boakai is a sadistic, unrepentant, unapologetic, tribalistic old man. That is what Joe Boakai is, and that is the only thing Joe Boakai knows how to do because he exploits tribalism. So, well, I say, I guess.
Not going to change. Joe Boakai has no fresh ideas. Joe Boakai is not able to run this country. He's a dead man walking. He's a dead man walking, and I cannot support a dead man walking.
If you have presidential aspiration, you're going to have to wait. But Joe Boakai, it will be stated very clearly at the very beginning before you join us. And it will be stated in our manifesto or our arrangement, our framework document. It will be stated clearly that he is the candidate. And so the position for standard bearership would be already occupied from the.
So Joe Boakai did not condemn tribalism because Joe Boakai is a sadistic, unrepentant, unapologetic, tribalistic old man. That is what Joe Boakai is, and that is the only thing Joe Boakai knows how to do because he exploits tribalism. So, well, I say, I just
not going to change. Joe Boakai has no fresh ideas. Joe Boakai is not able to run this country. He's a dead man walking. He's a dead man walking, and I cannot support a dead man walking.
In the midst of all this confusion, in the midst of this implosion, how is it he's been silent, and what does that say?
The case of the ALP is no longer a CPP case. Benana Ure and his party, our party, has pulled out, gentlemen. It is not Joe Boakai's. Joe Boakai has no fish to fry in this oil standard.
Your party didn't pull out of the CPP. There is nothing written that you guys have left the CPP. Your party make a request to leave through your chairman. Am I correct?
No, you are wrong.
Show me something that you left CPP.
Stanton.
Yeah.
Our party has pulled out. We left. The CPP, like every marriage or union or arrangement, falls under the jurisdiction of the Liberian Constitution, which allows you to freely associate and freely.
What do you have to show to the Liberian people that
we
you
have
left the CPP?
We have left the CPP, and we are communicating with the National Elections Commission to inform them officially that we have left.
No, you put in a request to leave. That's the press release.
You don't put in a request, Stanton. You're using the wrong diction.
Do you know? I can read that. No. Ish. I can read your letter to you. Your letter from your party instructing your chairman
to leave. Nope. We did not make a request to leave.
The last press statement that we received from ALP, you instructed your chairman that he should withdraw ALP from CPP.
And where the decision and the vote was taken to pull out, then the executive committee communicated with the national chairman of our party to inform me to initiate the proceedings to pull us out. Who then writes the NEC to say our party is withdrawing from the CPP. So that is
what's the letter to the NEC? What's the letter to the NEC? Once again, do you have anything written to Joseph Yeman Boakai as chairman for CPP or the National Election Commission to tell us today that you are all of CPP? To show to the Liberians today that you are all of CPP?
Yes.
Are you saying, therefore, that Boakai can go alone towards WIA and win by himself?
We're not going alone. We're forming a team.
Okay. So, Costa, I'm going to take a detour and then come back to our path. Are you still going to run for Mosserado County's senatorial seat in 2023?
I'm not focused on that right now, and I will not speak to that right now. I have not decided.
Because what I see is the confidence with which you used to talk about it. That confidence has diminished. You think it's going to be an uphill battle? It's going to be a difficult fight?
My confidence has not shaken by 1 inch. It has not diminished. All I'm doing right now is because the Boakai camp depends on me heavily to propagate the message, and I'm focused more on the presidency than on my own bid. If I were to redirect my focus to my own bid for senator, at this point, it would undermine the real big picture, which is taking the executive mansion and helping to make Joe Boakai president. So I'm simply focused on that now, as opposed to my own political interest.
Second question is, obviously, for any contender or potential contender against you in 2023, who says since Joseph Boakai, issues will be as significant as time inches closer, it means that he's not going to run, and they will be right. They will be in the right mind, because you're going to be as significant to Boakai campaign from now to 2023. And the more when that moment inches closer, it means that you're not going to run. So the takeaway is, I'm not going to run because I'm going to focus on Joseph Boakai, or I'm not going to run. I did not say that.
It's because the Boakai camp depends on me heavily to propagate the message, and I'm focused more on the presidency. Because the Boakai camp depends on me heavily to propagate the message, and I'm focused more on the presidency because the Walker camp depends on me heavily to propagate the message, and I'm focused more on the presidency than on my own bid. If I were to redirect my focus to my own bid for senator, at this point, it would undermine the real big picture, which is taking the executive mansion and helping to make Joe Boakai president. So, but I have not made I have decided at this point right now, I'm waiting. But Stanton, let me break another thing to you. And I'm an insider. Stanton, let me break another thing to you. And I'm an insider. I'm very close with Joe Boakai. I'm one of his confidants, and he calls me that. I'm not the one who calls myself that. I will tell you this. And because I'm a confidant, there are many things he tells me that I cannot say here. But I'll say this to you. And there are many things he tells me that I cannot say here. But I'll say this to you. There was a time. If Alice Cummings had accepted to say, look, Joe, you're my older brother. I've known you for many years. I've got lots of respect for you. You ran, you came second place with 500,000 votes. I came fifth place with 112,000 votes. You've been in this thing for 25 years. I just came in 2016. I have money. You don't have money, but you got the people, and I'm just coming. Let's pair up together and form one ticket and run together. You win this thing. You serve one term. You know you're much older than I am. You do one term. I'm younger. I can take over, and I can continue. If you decide to enter politics today, you think just because of your money, you should trump the other people who've been around much longer than you, more popular than you, who have a team more political gravitas than you. Reverend Martin, you think that's the way it works in any sector? Seniority counts. You can come and tell the man who's been around for 25 years, who got 500,000 votes, and you got 100,000 votes, and you tell him to abandon his ambition for you because the only thing you bring to the table, you have money. So there was a time, if they had that understanding, if Cummings had made that proposition to Joe Boakai, they would have formed a ticket, and not even Henry Costa could do anything about that, Reverend Martin. Not even Henry Costa could dare act stupid to criticize Joe Boakai or to attack such a ticket. That ticket would have been able to beat George Weah first round.
Process, what you say is a level playing field. That you are basically saying the process is rigged in favor of one person. Why would Cummings go to a process? He declared he wants to be president and then say, I want to be vice president. You said there was a framework process where you go through, first you go through the consensus by the political leaders, you go through a VPS and go to a primary convention. Why would you invite somebody to a level playing field into a process that's supposed to be free and fair, and you tell them to relinquish their ambition for you? So it means that you should have, go back to you. So you went to a process that were not honest. You basically wanted this guy to say, okay, at the end of the day, I'll be vice president. The other person. So what I'm trying to say is that your argument is chronically flawed, because what it says to me is that it was not an honest process. It's what you were thinking, but you decided to say we're going to fake and pretend there's going to be a level playing field, and then we're going to have a coronation. There's not going to be a competition. We're just going to have a coronation and crown one person king and crown the other person as a messenger.
Let me ask you a question, Katama.
Right.
And Katama, my brother, Katama. Listen, gentlemen, let's be realistic. This is life. I mean, let's be realistic. This is life. You look at a man who got 500,000 votes, who got greater name recognition than you, and look at you. Him. Listen,
of course I want. We don't need to tell you. Hold on 1 minute. Hold on 1 minute.
You want me to answer the question, guys?
Yeah, answer the question.
They made a mistake.
Okay, that's
fair. From the very onset made a mistake.
Okay,
so even say that the man who came second place should be considered equal with a man who came fifth place or sixth place, it was a blunder.
I mean, ALP is out. Then why ALP suing Cummings? They are out of CPP. Let it go.
We don't need to be in CPP to sue Cummings. Cummings took the signature page from the first agreement they signed on May 19th.
It's all CPP now.
They post signed the original document on what? April 25th. The document Cummings signing May 19th on the document.
Cummings took the signature page from the first agreement they signed on May 19th.
It's all CPP now.
May 19th, the framework document was signed.
The document itself carries May 19th, while the notarized page carries 2 different dates, and the confirmation of receipt by NEC has a date that is different from the submission date. The document itself carries May 19th. The document coming submitted now, the type of the document, the date on the document is May 19th.
We're not suing for alterations.
Well, so your lawsuit is not talking about forgery on the signature page.
No, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about alterations, Stanton. You haven't read
No. That go back to the rate of arrest, Costa.
Our lawsuit is talking about the forgery.
Your lawsuit is talking about the exit clause. Serena Cephas included something that is so wrong on the rate of arrest. They are talking about the exit clause.
You're not a lawyer.
Katamba brought something important out. He said there was a weasel in terms of how you guys started. Look at how this suit has popularized Cummings in the eyes of many.
Popularized Cummings. Cummings was sort of sitting there like Henry Costa. There are pictures of Costa in handcuffs. Pictures of Henry Costa sitting on a prisoner bench. There are pictures of Henry Costa going to prison.
Is that what you want from Cummings?
So congratulate you, Mr. Cummings.
Where you think we are with Mr. Cummings going to court and everything surrounding him on the framework document? UA is suing him because of forgery. Talk to us, please.
I think we're not doing well. We're not selling well, Mother May. It's unfortunate. I didn't envisage this. It's not what the forefather envisages. It's not what Broskin saw. I think it's unfortunate. We should become this far. And in my mind, too, my honest thing is that I don't think government chief prosecutor should jump to the thing as though it's a priority. I mean, there are several priority issues. There are several cases in the docket. Why want to fast track this? I know that when there is forgery or the application, then you don't issue with the state. But that's an issue that let all our junior legal partners at the prosecution unit handle that. But when you make it look like you got something at stake, you make it look like a determination of that case. If it's not done, the sky will fall. I got a problem with that. But another thing too, I got a problem too. I also think that the ANC did not handle Cummings well. They did not handle him well. They did not help to navigate and taking through a civil learning. Somewhere in between, they allowed too much of slips, leakages. I mean, that's my own personal opinion. And so I would think that we can put this behind us so that the CP can live a true meaning. There are those invisible hands, and I can see their fingerprint on it. They do not want to see the CPP. So they are paying the CPP, got different motive, different intention. So they want to, the least opportunity waiting for to disintegrate the CPP, they will go for it. and somebody else asking the true colors.
Let me ask you a question. Did
Yeah.
the lawsuit say that Mr. Ewing said, listen, the document you presented to NEC, I didn't sign it, or the one that I signed, you didn't submit it. You submitted something different. Did you, Senator Steve Zacko, sign on any document? Framework
Yes, I did
document.
sign. Oh yeah, I did
Did
sign
you,
on.
did you sign on the revised version of the framework document?
Like when the revived version came in, there was a torso within the Liberty Party. You remember now? But the first one I do remember. But on the second one, because of this thing, chairmanship read my rule, hello Balu, so I had to jump my mind to be able to get a concrete answer. But but again, let me come back to there are those who, from the onset, knew that a formidable CPP would be the end of CDC. A formidable CPP would make a CDC a 110. So they infiltrated our rank and file earlier. They infiltrated. They knew all sorts of.
No. I just want to get something clear,
and
Senator.
I told you yes, one, but no, the second one. I told you yes. I
Okay.
did sign on, but the revised, we had a problem in Liberty Partners. I don't know if I signed that or the young man who was chair at the time did sign. So we need to look at it.
Okay, so you said the first one. The first one was the original document. You signed on the original document.
So again, when you talk,
the original one, May 19th.
At some point in time, we had a COVID, and
did you sign on the May 19th document?
May 19,
2020.
I would think if I was chairman, then I did.
So you did. Okay.
Yes.
And then this issue about the job clocks that CPP participated with, that issue came about. So then you guys sent it back for them to revise it. Am I correct?
So at that time now, at that time, I was not in the core of the CPP ups and downs. At some point in time, you saw her, and you like yes, I was not a chair again, and it's history today, what transpired.
No, I understand. I just want to bring us to, you signed on the first document, but the revised version, you didn't sign on it. Is that what you're saying?
Like I said, I would jog my mind, but I would think most likely.
So you agree that you signed on only one document?
I'm certain that I signed on one document, but on the next one, I had to jog my mind.
The one document was it. The one document that you signed on, is that the document that Mo Ali passed around, that Mo Ali took around? Is that the same document you signed on?
I would think yes.
The one document was it. The one document that you signed on, is that the document that Mo Ali passed around, that Mo Ali took around? Is that the same document you signed on?
I would think yes.
The one document was it. The one document that you signed on, is that the document that Mo Ali passed around, that Mo Ali took around? Is that the same document you signed on?
I would think yes.
So did you see Mo Ali? Did he present any document to you?
Yeah, Mo Ali came to my house. I do remember. And I signed.
So Mo Ali went to your house and you signed a document that he presented to you.
One of the documents Mo Ali brought to us, and then but the final version, we did it through Zoom. But my political leader and I were together on that, and we signed together. Yes.
So did you see Mo Ali? Did he present any document to you?
Yeah, Mo Ali came to my house. I do remember. And I
signed. So Mo
Ali
went to your house and you signed a document that he presented to you.
One of the documents Mo Ali brought to us, and then but the final version, we did it through Zoom. But my political leader and I were together on that, and we signed together. Yes.
So did you see Mo Ali? Did he present any document to you?
Yeah, Mo Ali came to my house. I do remember. And I signed.
So Mo Ali went to your house and you signed a document that he presented to you.
One of the documents Mo Ali brought to us, and then but the final version, we did it through Zoom. But my political leader and I were together on that, and we signed together. Yes.
Okay, so the one that Mo Ali took to you, can you talk to us, please? What kind of document you remember was it?
I won't be able to talk to you on the details. That'd be earnest. There have been lapse of time, so my memory may not be able to catch the details. So maybe you want to give me some time to check it up and refresh.
How many copies did you sign?
Mr. CEO, I will you now cross-examine me now.
No, I'm not. No, this is just a free yes or no answer if you want.
So the case to some extent is sub judice is in the court. I don't want to be specific on answers, but I can give some generality. I do remember that yes, we interacted with Mo Ali. I do remember that there was this one that we needed to sign the political leader, and then we had a Zoom meeting. Yes, I do remember the details. I won't be able to cross the T.
Something came up today, and maybe if we will move away. Let me just ask you this question.
Yeah.
What came up today from the chief of staff of Mr. Cummings, Mr. Azevat Tupa? He outlined some timeline, and he said June 23rd, 2020, CPP and legal advisor review revised framework from legal advisor. All parties approve revision. Are you aware of this? That all the parties agreed to that revision? And how did they approve it, though?
Look, and let's be honest, CEO. This whole framework thing was not just done in a uniform manner. I mean, at one point in time, we'll go left. At one point in time, we'll go right. At one point in time, we will come back. At one point in time, we'll go in front. So a lot of give and take. And it was acrimonious. It was not a smooth sailing. Had it not been for maybe the maturity of those who initially handled this thing, perhaps the issue will be far bigger than this. Because when you have a political institution, everyone coming into it, everyone got their own ambition, their own what they want. So those specific answers, please, I may not be able to provide it because the chief of officer to the commander took his time and detail all of these things. So my hand not on that document.
You got to go back and look at your notes. So correct. I do agree with you. I do agree with you. We're just trying to, because this what was outlined by the chief of office staff as is very detailed. Okay, and well, you just admitted that you signed a document, whether it was the original framework document or it was the revised version. You signed something as chairman for Liberty Party.
being honest with y'all. Then we'll bring our people to the table. I'm aware on that. Without that, I cannot, I don't want anything without that. Is what I want to have. Please, then we can begin to. I've consulted with some of my key people, and the way I think we can do it that would be guaranteed and something that will give you confidence from your side is that we engage the body. That way, whatever decision is made, it will not be me alone. Yeah. So we engage the body, and that means, and the way to do it is the government invites us to a discussion, June 7th. There's nothing wrong with the government reaching out to its citizens. In fact, it makes the government look. I have built the consensus for us to go to the table. So let the government officially invite us to the table, go to the table. So I mean, anything that's agreed upon there, it will not be a Henry Costa alone thing. But the guys are definitely open to the discussion. That's what I've done. So tell your people if they genuinely want to engage. Yeah, but I was saying, but you are concerned about guarantees. And the guarantee is to engage the body, and I have already begun to build a consensus with the body, and then it makes the government look good. It reaches out to its citizens, as it did on June 7th. So COP, they're not party, no party involved. In fact, no party will be at the discussion table. So let the government engage with its citizens, not political party. Communication it will make, like I said, it will make the government look good. That the government reach out to its citizens. Nobody can condemn that kind of effort. So let them do the outreach, and then we will bring our people to the table, and then we'll talk. So whatever happens there, it becomes binding on all, and not just on me. They will not look like, Henry Costa is the one that way I did this. No. But the government reach out to its people, and we talked. It's not party, it's CO, which is Nigerian citizens. You're talking about my equipment, and you're talking about the being and suffering, the number of days we bet, months we went off the air, almost 2 months now. But now when you gotta make a compensation, people can miss settlement even before the out of court settlement. You know that up to that time. There will be the discussion, the unofficial and the official. But it has the discussion. I'm being honest with y'all. Then we'll bring our people to the table. I'm aware on that. Without that, I cannot, I don't want anything without that. Is what I want to have. Please, then we can begin to prepare the minds of our people that they must give dialogue a chance. I can wear behind the scene now. Government issue a stake. It cannot come from a man like Fagon. Go tell your people. I've consulted with some of my key people, and the way I think we can do it that would be guaranteed and something that will give you confidence from your side is that we engage the body. That way, whatever decision is made, it will not be me alone. Yeah. So we engage the body, and that means, and the way to do it is the government invites us to a discussion, June 7th. There's nothing wrong with the government reaching out to its citizens. In fact, it makes the government look. I have built the consensus for us to go to the table. So let the government officially invite us to the table, go to the table. So I mean, anything that's agreed upon there, it will not be a Henry Costa alone thing. But the guys are definitely open to the discussion. That's what I've done. So tell your people if they genuinely want to engage. Yeah, but I was saying, but you are concerned about guarantees. Where the guarantee is to engage the body, and I have already begun to build a consensus with the body, and then it makes the government look good. It reaches out to its citizens, as it did on June 7th. So COP, they're not party, no party involved. In fact, no party will be at the discussion table. So let the government engage with its citizens, not political party. Communication it will make, like I said, it will make the government look good. That the government reach out to its citizens. Nobody can condemn that kind of effort. So let them do the outreach, and then we will bring our people to the table, and then we'll talk. So whatever happens there, it becomes binding on all, and not just on me. They will not look like, Henry Costa is the one that way I did this. No. But the government reach out to its people, and we talked. It's not party, it's CO, which is Liberian citizens. You're talking about my equipment, and you're talking about the being and suffering, the number of days we bet, months we were off the air, almost 2 months now. But now when you gotta make a compensation, people can miss settlement even before the out of good settlement. You know that about that time. Yeah. There will be the discussion, the unofficial and the official. But it has the discussion. I'm being honest with y'all. Then we'll bring our people to the table. I'm aware on that. Without that, I cannot, I don't want anything without that. Is what I want to have. Please, then we can begin to prepare the minds of our people that they must give dialogue a chance. I can wear behind the scene now. Government issue a stake. It cannot come from a mail like Fagon. Go tell your people. I've consulted with some of my key people, and the way I think we can do it that would be guaranteed and something that will give you confidence from your side is that we engage the body. That way, whatever decision is made, it will not be me alone. Yeah. So we engage the body, and that means, and the way to do it is the government invites us to a discussion, June 7th. There's nothing wrong with the government reaching out to its citizens. In fact, it makes the government look. I have built the consensus for us to go to the table. So let the government officially invite us to the table, go to the table. So I mean, anything that's agreed upon there, it will not be a Henry Costa alone thing. But the guys are definitely open to the discussion. That's what I've done. So tell your people, if they genuinely want to engage, yeah, but I was saying, but you are concerned about guarantees, where the guarantee is to engage the body, and I have already begun to build a consensus with the body, and then it makes the government look good. It reaches out to its citizens, as it did on June 7th. So COP, they're not party, no party involved. In fact, no party will be at the discussion table. So let the government engage with its citizens, not political party. Communication it will make, like I said, it will make the government look good. That the government reach out to its citizens. Nobody can condemn that kind of effort. So let them do the outreach, and then we will bring our people to the table, and then we'll talk. So whatever happens there, it becomes binding on all, and not just on me. They will not look like, oh, Henry Costa is the one that went and did this. No, but the government reach out to its people, and we talked. It's not party, it's CO, which is Liberian citizens. You're talking about my equipment, and you're talking about the being and suffering, the number of days we bet, months we were off the air, almost 2 months now. But now when you gotta make a compensation, people can miss settlement even before the out of good settlement. You know that about that time. Yeah. There will be the discussion, the unofficial and the official. But it has the discussion. I'm being honest with y'all. Then we'll bring our people to the table. I'm aware on that. Without that, I cannot, I don't want anything without that. Is what I want to have. Please, then we can begin to prepare the minds of our people that they must give dialogue a chance. I can wear behind the scene now. Government issue a stake. It cannot come from a mail like Fagon. Go tell your people. I've consulted with some of my key people, and the way I think we can do it that would be guaranteed and something that will give you confidence from your side is that we engage the body. That way, whatever decision is made, it will not be me alone. Yeah. So we engage the body, and that means, and the way to do it is the government invites us to a discussion, June 7th. There's nothing wrong with the government.
And let me tell you something, the whole myth about the men with money are so hard. Yeah? Because the man told me.
You just shut the hell up.
When we went to that meeting to Joe Porter House, night before the last, you know, he said he doesn't want to put out any candidate because he doesn't have money. I tried to plead with him to stay. He said, look, Banana, I'm going to work to make some money. I got 2 board meetings. Each of them will give me $25,000. I need money to come home with. Then I asked him, man, what happened to all the money they say you got?
He said, no, you in the corporate sector. Okay, they say you got shares in Lone Star. Your shares worth 100,000. Does it mean you got money? I said, no.
What the hell up, because they don't do research. Cummins unload, that they call it unload, when you own stocks, you hold stocks in a company and then you sell the stocks. Cummins unloaded $89.7 million worth of stocks. 89.7 million right now, other one. 79.8 million. 79.8 million. That's $80 million. $80 million in stocks.
But you talk to a lot of people. A lot of people will tell you the money they may lie. He ain't got no money, he ain't got no money. He ain't got no money. But look, you my son, you know you want to do what you gonna do, it's up to you. But as your father, it's my duty to warn you.
This man has so much money.
All right. And I want to talk to you also about this senatorial thing. So you my father.
Citizen, if it makes the government look, I have built the consensus for us to go to the table. So let the government officially invite us to the table, go to the table. So I mean, anything that's agreed upon there, it will not be a Henry Costa alone thing. But the guys are definitely open to the discussion. That's what I've done. So tell your people if they genuinely want to engage. Yeah, but I'm saying, but you are concerned about guarantees. Where the guarantee is to engage the body, and I have already begun to build a consensus with the body, and then it makes the government look good. It reaches out to its citizens, as it did on June 7th. So COP, they're not party, no party involved. In fact, no party will be at the discussion table. So let the government engage with its citizens, not political party. Communication will make, like I said, it will make the government look good. That the government reach out to its citizens. Nobody can condemn that kind of effort. So let them do the outreach, and then we will bring our people to the table, and then we'll talk. So whatever happens there, it becomes binding on all, and not just on me. They will not look like, Henry Costa is the one that went and did this. No. But the government reach out to its people, and we talk. It's not party, it's CO, which is Liberian citizens. You're talking about my equipment, and you're talking about the being and suffering, the number of days we bet, months we went off the air, almost 2 months now. But now when you gotta make a compensation, people can miss settlement even before the out of court settlement. You know that we'll do that time. Yeah. There will be the discussion, the unofficial and the official. But it has the discussion. I'm being honest with y'all. Then we'll bring our people to the table. I'm aware on that. Without that, I cannot, I don't want anything without that, is what I want to happen. Then we can begin to prepare the minds of our people that they must give dialogue a chance. I can wear behind the scene now. The government is a stake. It cannot come from a man like Fagon. Go tell your people.
And let me tell you something. The whole myth about the man with money are so lie. Yeah? Because the man told me.
You just shut the hell up.
When we went to that meeting to Joe Porter's house, last year, night before the last, you know, he said he doesn't want to put out any candidate because he doesn't have money. I tried to plead with him to stay. He said, look, Banana, I'm going to work to make some money. I got 2 board meetings. Each of them will give me $25,000. I need money to come home with. Then I asked my man, what happened to all the money they say you got? He said, Banana, you in the corporate sector. Okay, they say you got shares in Lone Star. Your shares worth 100,000. Does it mean you got money? I said, no.
What the hell up, because they don't do research. Cummins unload, that they call it unload, when you own stocks, you hold stocks in a company and then you sell the stocks. Cummins.
Stab 'em. Stop calling, stab 'em. Stab 'em. Alexander Cummings album. Keep on the explode.
The leaders I love, the leaders I love, the ones I trust so much, they made a fool out of me. I've been praying to God every day, please give me a leader. He gave me a leader with love for his people. He gave me a leader who would deliver us from poverty. God look at Liberia with mercy from him high. He gave me my ABC, now you want to stay in my way.
Somebody give me chance.
ABC coming,
Somebody give me chance.
I'm talking the talk and do.
Somebody give me chance.
Talk and do.
Somebody give me chance.
The coming the talk and do.
Somebody give me chance.
For better education,
Somebody give me chance.
for good health system,
Somebody give me chance.
for good infrastructure,
Somebody give me chance.
oh,
Somebody give me chance.
okay. Way back, you are giving me corporate. Way back, you are giving me small money. Then you tell me, say you are coming to face the road. And you tell me, say you are coming to face the school. And you tell me, say corruption was going to finish. But how come I never see you do nothing? I say, how come everything too hard? I've been praying to God every day, please give me a leader. Please give me a leader with love for these people. Please give me a leader who will deliver from poverty. God look at Liberia with mercy from him high. He gave me my ABC, now you want to stay in my way. Please give me chance. I said get up for him my face.
Somebody give me chance.
ABC coming,
Somebody give me chance.
Alexander B coming,
Somebody give me chance.
he coming with his partner.
Somebody give me chance.
Solonte, Jeremiah Solonte.
Somebody give me chance.
Solonte, Jeremiah Solonte.
Somebody give me chance.
Jamegu, Lafiegu.
Somebody give me chance.
Jamegu, Lafiegu.
Somebody give me chance.
We talking about talk and do.
Somebody give me
Talk
chance.
and do. We talking about talk and do.
Somebody give me
Talk
chance.
and do. We talking about talk and do.
Somebody give me chance.
I said you tell a plenty talking.
Somebody give me chance.
Talk.
Somebody give me chance.
Talk.
Somebody give me chance.
Oh,
Somebody give me chance.
the leaders I love, the ones I love, the ones I love so much. They made a fool out of me. I've been praying to God every day, please give me a leader. He gave me my ABC, now you want to stay my way. He gave me my ABC, then you want to stay my way. He gave me my breakthrough, now you want to stay my way. Enemies of progress, now you want to stay my way. Please give me chance. I'm talking about I can do, please give me chance. Alexander B. Cummings, please give me chance. For good education, please give me chance. For good infrastructure, please give me chance. I say good health system, please give me chance. Oh, somebody give me chance.
Give me chance.
The leaders I love, the ones I love, the ones I love so much. They made a fool out of me. I've been praying to God every day, please give me a leader. He gave me a leader with love for his people. He gave me a leader who would deliver us from poverty. God look at Liberia with mercy from him high. He gave me my ABC, now you want to stand in my way.
Somebody give me chance.
ABC coming,
Somebody give me chance.
I'm talking the talk and do.
Somebody give me chance.
Talk and do. The coming the talk and do.
Somebody give me chance.
For good education,
Somebody give me chance.
for better infrastructure,
Somebody give me chance.
for good health system,
Somebody give me chance.
oh,
Somebody give me chance.
you tell a plenty talking.
Somebody give me chance.
Talk.
Somebody give me chance.
Talk. I'm talking about talk and do.
Somebody give me
Talk
chance.
and do. The coming the talk and do.
Somebody give me
Talk
chance.
and do. Corruption not in his blood. I talk and do. Stealing not in his blood. They coming.
Somebody give me
His
chance.
hands not in his blood. I'm talking the talk and do.
Somebody give me
I talk
chance.
and do. The coming the talk and do.
Somebody give me chance.
For good education. gave me chance. Oh, somebody gave me chance. You tell a plenty talking. Somebody gave me chance. Just talk. Talk. Somebody gave me chance. Just talk. I'm talking but talking do. Somebody gave me chance. Talk and do. Mr. Cummings the talk and do. Somebody gave me chance. Talk and do. Corruption not in his blood. I talk and do. Stealing not in his blood. I talk and do. His hands not stained with blood. I talk and do. I'm talking but talk and do.